Masters Artist in Japan.
Welcome. Look at that. You doing right there, Sally?
People! Where did all these
everywhere.
people come from?
Speaking of people, look at all you sexy people out there. Look at this one right next to me. This
Cat
is
dragon.
sporking, man. Sporking.
Where am I? What is this?
You are in. You're in the future.
Welcome to the future.
Oh, I know that guy. That's the tea house guy. Yeah. All right. He's in the future, not me, man.
Wacky Backy's Danger Mouse. That's me.
Wacky Backy's tea house.
The future.
Nice.
The future is full of all kinds of fun stuff.
Waukie's Waffle House.
Walkie's Waffle House. Yes.
That's the next one. That would be a good one, too.
That's
The syrups
delicious.
are flowing. The syrups are flowing. How you guys all doing tonight? Thank you
Awesome.
for popping in here. And
Good to
Sully
see
and
you, Scott.
Kenzo.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Jinja, good to see Gray.
I mean, it's better than being on Stephen Walton's channel, so I appreciate it.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
Yeah.
All that,
Is he
all
keeping
that
his shirt on?
porn.
I caught a piece of that last night, actually.
Yeah, Walton. Yeah, he has some issues. Phallic meats, bulging men's knitted underwear. There's a lot of weird things going on with that guy.
Well, they run screaming from us because we have these large armadillos struck in the front of our trousers.
Apparently, he
Nigel.
has problems with he can't kneel either, apparently.
That is apparently correct. But yeah, wow, I can't even talk yet. This is early. Actually, it's not. I'm up at 4 a.m. What am I talking about? Usually,
What time is it there now? It's like what? 7?
it's 8:06.
8:06.
Yeah, so it's not early. It's not.
I've already
early.
got 2 paintings done by that time. What are you talking about?
Well, you're
Do you wake,
you're motivated.
Do you wake 4? Do you wake at 4 a.m.
Downtown
naturally?
Tokyo from Godzilla.
No, not 4. I wake up usually around 6 naturally.
I'm like 5:30 because I'm getting old. It's like, 5:30. No matter what time you go to bed, wake
Yep.
up. Oh, no.
I went to bed last night at like midnight. I woke up at like late. It was 7:10. I was like, whoa, that was great.
Whoa.
That's sleeping in.
Yeah, that was sleeping in, man.
The other day, I was putting the little one to sleep, and I went to bed. I always go to bed like 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock almost every day. It's
All right, rock star.
But so I go to. I'm like sleepy as hell. I did like 3 all-nighters in a row, and I put the little one down to sleep at 9. And you guys ever go to sleep really early and you wake up and you're like, oh man, that was such a deep sleep. What time is it? 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
What do I do?
Yeah, we're getting old. I mean, I don't get up every 20 minutes to take a leak now, but it's coming. I know it's coming.
It's like the ultimate Power Rangers we have
Happy
alive.
days in the future.
Hey, look at that one. Oh, I got one. I've got.
We got our FNTs going on here.
Let me go get
Scott's
my.
got the nerdrotic. I got Chris.
Dude, I'm like so simping out too. Like I'm still wearing what I wore last night. But yeah, it's one of those mornings. But yeah, it was funny because Gary comes into the chat and I look like a total simp. It was embarrassing.
That's awesome, though.
You got your nerdrotic cap on there.
I'm your
you know,
number
Yeah.
one fan.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, see, I'm the guy who thinks I'm too big of a deal. Like when we went to the meetup, I wouldn't wait in line to talk to him, so I didn't get a chance. to talk to him. That's how big of a deal I am. Yeah, good times.
I know you gave me 1 second of your time, and that was one more than I thought I was going to get. To be honest,
Well, Bill, you're a nice guy. What are we talking about?
well, I would have talked to you more, but I just couldn't find you being so short and all.
I know. Well, it's hard to see me. I dive under all the people.
Blends
Yeah.
in with the furniture well.
I'm a 5'8" and 3/4.
On a
Eric,
hot
you
day.
have an Irish espresso.
Yes, indeed. This is a pint of Guinness to chase back the hangover.
There you
Nice
go.
start to the day. Wow.
Bostonians.
There we go. It's Marathon Monday. It's been 10 years and they still haven't hung that kid yet.
That's true, man. It's about time.
Oh,
It
that
is.
one. Yeah.
What's
They're trying to that kid. Yeah, they're trying to.
That went dark
exonerate
pretty
him.
quick. Jesus.
Yeah, I know.
Ooh, he was on the cover of Rolling Stone, and Rolling Stone is like a reputable magazine, isn't it?
Oh
not?
yes. Yeah.
What misogynist?
Oh,
you
sure.
bigots!
How dare you?
How dare you object to the Marvel
You,
trailer?
Eric.
It's like my kids can tell when I'm having fun.
Yeah.
Daddy.
It's
How
one of
many
those
do you
things.
got now?
Is he having a 3? That's it. That's it for me. I went full Chopsky.
What was the show
Nice.
where the guy kept on getting it, the vasectomy, and then he would get it undone and then did it back again? What show was that? Do you
My
guys know what I'm talking
life? No, I don't know. I don't know. What is it?
about? There was
Here
a
we
sh-
go again.
Hollywood Squares. Match game.
What a great show, Hollywood Squares.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, with that back in the day.
I think.
Albert Goffrey.
And Jim, I'll take Jim J. Bullock for the block.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Oh wow, Jim J. Bullock. Whatever happened to that dude? Where is he? Where is Jim J. Bullock? Is he dead?
Who knows?
Alive?
I think he's
I have
alive.
no idea.
We
He
would
could
have
be
found
in the
out.
cabinet behind here.
You never know. When that was flamboyant. Nowadays, that's just a normal Tuesday. Wow, that's so crazy.
That's an NPR comment to Newsreader now.
So what do you guys do here? You make paintings or something?
We watch him draw. and
Yeah.
Draw shit.
And they compliment me a lot and make me
Wow,
feel
you're
really
so
excited.
arrogant. Look at you. Look at you. I'm gonna draw and you will all comment about it.
We'll talk.
Basically, what I do is, I just sit here and draw and paint, and I listen to them talk about stuff that I have, like, I know a little bit about this, and then
Yeah.
obviously I don't. So I just
Right.
listen to them, and every once in a while I come in with a comment, and then I just realize I probably should just take part, let these guys talk.
Right. Right.
We have Juan, who's our resident Warhammer 40K
Yes.
specialist, and so I'm just like, he just starts going, and I'm like, just better let him finish.
Yeah, I
It's
know
like the
nothing
dog.
about that 40
Yeah,
Warhammer.
me neither,
German
mate.
Shepherd,
Me neither.
German Shepherd on the leg.
Amazing.
Just let him go. Let him do it. Wait till he's finished.
We get weekly updates on what's going on in the Grimdark.
Ah,
Great, yeah.
gotcha.
Huge
The only reason I
fan,
keep-
man.
Is that a New Hampshire accent I just heard?
Who, me?
Yeah, New Hampshire?
No, I'm British.
Oh,
the real
oh.
Hampshire.
Oh, the real Hampshire.
The old Hampshire.
Okay.
The real Shire, more like it.
Cambridgeshire.
Are you from
Cambridgeshire.
Vegas, the city of lights? You can tell.
How did
Manchester.
that? Do you ever wonder how that accent turned into your accent, Eric? How did that transform? Like, because I mean, when people came over there, they had
Poor
that
Barney
accent,
got
and then it's
mad.
like, it's like, all right, and then it's like, now it's like, why don't you park your car over there? You know,
We
it's
both
weird.
Drop our R's.
A lot of
and,
alcohol and drugs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
A lot of tea.
Always wondered that. Like what the tea house guy, and you guys like your Japanese accent sounds so, I don't know, like Australian.
It's like Mr. Grant Gregory.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
guy.
mate. What are you trying to say there, Sporking?
I'm just saying, like you guys sound so like you. I don't know how your Japanese accent turned, but you sound like a white old guy.
Oh, Wake's
'cause
the
I
Frank
am.
Sinatra when it comes to the Japanese accent, mate. Just
Oh yeah.
there. Oh yeah, he's a soother.
No.
Oh yeah. He's
Can you
You
like
can call me Gray as well. Gray's fine.
Gray? Yeah. How the frick
Yeah,
do you say Wakazaki?
Wakazashi.
Wakizashi.
What
I
is
prefer
that?
what he's calling me now.
Sword.
The mid
It's
sword.
the shorter sword because my sword is slightly
short.
shorter than.
Ah, is that the one you kind of commit like the seppuku with?
That is, yeah, all very good.
Yeah. See, I know I watch anime.
Plus, it's good for indoor fighting. You don't want to be using your longsword in the middle of a hallway. You need.
Yes,
you need to
I've
be
learned that
mobile.
myself.
True,
I've learned that.
true.
I've learned that the hard
The
way.
hard way.
Yeah.
Hey, geez, throw me something.
There you
I don't know.
go. There you go. Yeah. Wow, this is going really well.
Oh, sarcasm.
Hey, you know what's going really well? I just got my copy of Cash Grab by Cecil.
Oh,
It exists, and it's pretty
I
fucking
can't believe
funny.
it came
man.
out. It's
I like
brilliant.
the shout out to Frazetta on one of those, right?
Yeah.
Had him all with the whole like the lightning rod up there. There you go. That's the Frazetta one right there.
This is
let me
the-
pull you
Oh, wow.
up.
This is the fan art. He
That's
included a fan art magazine with. If you ever watch Cecil's show, you see he's got a slideshow of all the fan art that got sent in, and so he
Oh,
published
that's cool.
it, and he
that's cool.
attributed it to
Oh,
everyone.
that's
who's-
nice.
Yeah, so it's really
Eric, what's the
fun.
regular art like? What's the
Yeah.
story art like?
Regular art by Donald DeLay.
Okay.
And here's Cash Grab. It exists.
Wow.
There we go.
I don't like you guys talking about somebody more famous than me.
See, that's what I was going to
That's
say.
okay.
Scott doesn't walk and show other people's channels. You're
Yeah,
like, you know what? No, he doesn't.
Yeah. No, I watch Wacky.
Well, you
Gray.
can show us. You can show us all your
Every now
fan
and
art,
then, mate.
Sporky, if you
Yeah.
like.
Yeah. Gray, was I on your channel?
No, we met
Where
on
did we-
here, didn't we?
were you on my
we met
channel?
somewhere.
Yeah, where the hell
We met
were
on
we?
Zach's. We met
Our
on
Zach's.
Zach's
Let me see.
channel.
Let me
That's
see. Let me see this.
Yeah.
It's
here
like
you go.
It's like R. Crumb meets Humberto Ramos in a way.
Yeah, I like
Oh,
that.
nice.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bit of
so,
Robert
but
Crumb.
it's really
Awesome.
fun.
It's kind
waiting
of like Howard the Duck.
A fun comic book.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the family of like the Cannonball Run creator to be like pissed off at him though, because he like totally is Captain Chaos, right?
Yeah.
He really took like the Dom DeLuise Captain Chaos. That's what I've always thought about Cecil. I'm like,
Man,
he looks
that
like,
takes me back.
yeah, man, he looks just like him. Has the same cape, same mustache.
Oh, Sporky, well, I've got you on here. You
Yeah.
excited about that Dunkin' and Egg show coming up? You ready?
You know what? He hasn't finished that series either.
Yeah, I know. Like,
So like, I just wish because there's the next book or novella in that series is the She-Wolves of Winterfell. And I really want to see that because we're gonna find out probably how Dunk is like the grandfather of Hodor. So I want to see that, but and it's a very cool time in Stark history.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
if he doesn't finish that, like first of all, finish the goddamn Winds of Winter, and then finish that book. Like there are only 3 books, so how many seasons can you do before they're gonna pass him already?
no, wait, when was the last Dunkin' Egg? When was it written? 'Cause-
1990 or so. It's like one of the first Ice and Fire books, correct?
Well, Dunkin' Egg, the last Dunkin' Egg, I want to say came out right after
yeah,
Dance with Dragons,
yeah.
right? So I'm gonna look that up right now because that's a good
That was
question.
11 years ago. And
Yeah,
I remember there was a hedge
11
night.
years, 9 months.
Yeah,
there was
Hedge
a
Night one.
there was a hedge night was on the comic book shelf at
Yep.
the comic book store. I was not interested in it because I didn't like the Dungeons and Dragons stuff. I like sci-fi, and so I kind of passed. And I'm like, I know it's out there. Why hasn't it been reprinted? And where can I find it?
Didn't Dunkin' Egg, didn't that come out after Dunkin' Donuts?
Yeah, that came out a while ago. I mean,
I'm
like,
gonna kick you. Gonna kick you.
I'm so sorry.
That was embarrassing for everybody. That was embarrassing for everybody.
I'm gonna like actually put my avatar up. That was so bad.
That's
Oh,
all
sorry.
3 put together. That's all 3 put together. A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. This is how the show should go. I'm just the only one you see. The artwork is beautiful in it too. Like very
that's
cool
Mike
stuff.
Miller. Mike Miller did the artwork for the. Did he do
Oh,
the artwork
nice.
For the graphic novel, I don't know if he did
Okay.
this. That's a
Yeah.
good question because Mike Miller, man, where has he gone? I haven't seen him in a long time.
Well, he's working with Shadversity.
He's done Shadow of the
Yeah,
Conqueror.
yeah.
Gotcha.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, still going up. I'm still at 5K, whatever. Keep growing, everybody. So let's see. Warriors.
Sporky, and I didn't know you were a big George R. R. Martin fan.
you,
Yes.
Yeah.
That's how.
Okay,
That's the
cool.
reason I started my channel.
Oh, look at
Oh,
the Westeros
nice.
map back there. It's the Westeros map.
Yeah. I got a bunch of stuff. I got people's content that they made, so it's not just me like fronting everything else. Daredevil. Gotta love Daredevil. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look it up because it doesn't have the copyright. It says 2010 on the last copyright for this, so maybe it came out a year before.
Yeah. I want to say that it. What year is it now? It's 2023.
Yeah, it's been
God
since
knows.
the Winds of Winter. It's been 10 years, 9 months, and a couple days. So
okay, I got a
That-
question.
off the top of my head,
Okay, I got a trivia question. Well, not it's trivial. Okay, so ice, the Stark sword, the Valyrian steel ice sword, was broken into 2 Lannister swords.
Yep.
And so Joffrey was buried with his, which was a smaller, lighter version of the larger one given to Jaime.
Yep.
And
Right.
do you remember their names? Like the names of the swords?
Oathkeeper, and
Widows.
Widow's Maker.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
I got a trip.
Damn! Oh yeah!
Yeah, that was good. That was good.
I was
I
always
don't know
like,
anything else
I
other than
was
that.
so disappointed that Jamie didn't like switch swords with his dead son and took
Yeah.
the lighter, more mobile Valerian steel sword and
With
learned
his with his bad hand, you're
with
right.
it- yeah, and learned how to be like a different kind of duelist.
Yeah,
You know,
I've been wondering if that's going to be something like when winter comes, does he dig it up?
Yeah, I mean,
You know?
because he could use that one a bit more.
Well, because
better.
think about it, he's been working with a heavier sword. Okay,
Yeah.
so Valerian steel is light as it is, but he gave away Oathkeeper to Brienne.
Yeah, Brianna. Yeah.
My daughter's friend sleeping over. Her
Brianna.
name's Brielle. So like, think about it. He's been fighting with that heavier sword. Don't interrupt me. I'm the star. He's been he's been
What's he
fighting
doing
with
again?
Yeah, exactly. He's been fighting with the heavier sword.
And training
so now,
with Ilan Payne as well.
right. So now
Yeah.
think when the night comes, he gets the
Okay,
smaller
Jinja.
sword and he's just so much more agile. All right, you can
Yes,
speak now on
exactly.
your own show.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Imagine all of the like. If
Wait a minute,
he's
just before you
really,
say anything now.
Gray. Nice.
If he released the book right now, imagine all of the money that'd just be rolling in. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, for us.
Yeah, he doesn't care, man.
Yeah.
He doesn't care. He doesn't
need
care.
it, doesn't he?
He doesn't need it.
I think he does care. He cares so much that he's going to release that book that he's already finished after his death. So no woke editor can fuck with it. Because
Yeah.
there's so much victimization of women.
Yeah.
And this is where I'm hanging this up on. This is the hill
Yep.
I'm dying on.
Yep.
Okay.
I'll die there with you.
Eunuchs. It's problematic because that's about gender affirming now. It's not
Yeah.
a punishment. It's not a shameful thing, and it
Yeah.
shouldn't be used that way. You're
Right.
weaponizing. No, we're using a pre-existing thing called eunuchs.
Yeah.
And
The way
cutting
I
off
look,
a pecker.
you know what? I was going through that making deals and stuff, like the grieving process too. A few years back, I used to say the same thing because it's been 11 years, 9 months, and a couple days off the top of my head.
Not that you're counting.
Yeah, I was the one that kept fighting that, and myself and Jane Theory really thought we'd get the last two books, and I still think we'll get one. I can't not think we're gonna get the Winds of Winter. But like, it's sad because I'll watch this other dude, Preston Jacob, and he's doing like a fan. It's like so a bunch of people are writing chapters and he takes all those people's work. So he'll do John Connington, one of the characters.
Yeah.
And all these people write the chapters and he takes the best of all those people's work and put it into one story. And he releases it as a YouTube channel. And that's the closest I'm going to ever get, I think, to a Winds of Winter. Or
I
at
wanna
least some
be a-
Dream of Spring.
I want to be on Eric's side with this because I really want to be hopeful about it. But the
Me
more
too.
and more I see it, like,
It's acceptance.
it's so frustrating because
Do
you know
you
how
remember 3 years ago at the Hugo Awards? I mean,
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
like a Chinese struggle session,
Yep.
and he was like, teasing the youngins, and they were just so sour and woke about it.
Yep.
And that's
That
who he's
one girl
facing.
who he couldn't pronounce her name correctly lost her shit. Yeah, I
mean,
remember that.
Gosh, like
But he's, you know what he is? He's the old dude. First of all, he's a male feminist. What that's like an oxymoron. It's like who cares? You know, you're a guy. You want to have sex with women. Isn't that what that means? But anyways, he's like one of those people that like Martina Navratilova, who's been fighting for women's rights for so long and says one thing, and this new group wants to cancel them. It's unbelievable. I'm sorry, I don't want to go into that on your channel if it's all about art.
dude, you could talk about
Well, we can talk.
anything
Okay.
you want to on here.
All right.
Yeah,
All
like there are no rules.
I got this rash. I wanted to talk to you guys about. No,
You want me to zoom
okay.
in?
yeah. You would have to zoom in.
You're
You would
gonna
have
pull a Gavin on
to.
me?
Yeah,
Gavin?
yeah.
No, you know. You got to take advantage of the time you're on here.
Yeah, really,
This might
really.
be the last time that I invite you. I don't know.
Yeah, no, please. You
I got about-
the messages you send me every night. It's getting weird. It's getting weird.
I can't have too many big. Like I've already got 2 big YouTubers up here on the top row monetized. Look
And
at that.
well, let me ask you a
wait,
question.
that's great.
I'm asking the rest of the panel. Is a Ginger Merkin artwork? If you
Yes.
guys don't know what that is, look it up.
because
'Cause-
especially
I
if
know
it's
what
bedazzled
it is.
Okay,
I've got
'cause-
two at
or
home.
bejeweled.
Okay, I just want to know because some ginger dude keeps sending them to me.
Ginger Merkins.
It wasn't
Yeah.
me.
You should sell those on your. Oh my god, dude! Sell Ginger Merkins. No other content creators ever making that.
Made of your own hair.
Okay, I'm glad. It's
Merkin?
a merkin is a wig for your fupa area, like
Come
above.
on, Ginger, you know that. You keep sending them to me as well. Come on.
Right. I think he doesn't realize he just wanted to be hip.
A non-protective codpiece.
Yes.
Well,
Ken tells me what's going on. What are you
They
talking
said,
about?
you know, with all the ginger side going on, I felt that I might have to like spread my ginger.
I thought
all
it was
over the
hate
place,
speech.
Otherwise, you know, I don't want to.
Oh shit! I just saved a photo some dude tweeted of Ginger Side. It's insane. I don't know if I could put that in the private chat because
You
I'm
could.
stupid.
Check it out.
Let me see if I can do that. I can. I'll share it. That's what I can do. I can
There we go.
share it.
You're
All
a
right.
big star. You have your assistant do that.
Yeah. Well, Edwin is not here. All
I
right.
thought you had three producers at least, Borky.
Yeah. Well, I have Mr. Grant
Come on,
Gregory,
man.
who it's a different, time
Right. An executive.
world. Yeah. So, oh, you know what? I saved it on my phone. All right, forget it. Forget it. I could share something else.
I've spent the last few days drawing Mr. Grant Gregory in a cookery segment for my upcoming cartoon that's coming out next week.
No shit.
Speaking of which, kids, though, I thought you spent like the last
Yeah,
stream illustrating me and.
Oh shit! Yeah, I
Yeah.
haven't finished it.
It's all about you.
I know.
I've drawn
It
about
is,
four.
it is.
I've drawn about 4 other YouTubers since then.
I know it must take a long time to get my manhood in there, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
just
she
wanted- I
said.
just wanted.
extra tablets.
I just wanted, there was lots of different oranges that I'm using just to bring justice to your striking ginger features, and I kind of got a bit lost in it, but I will go back to it and make sure I finish it.
No problem.
Yeah, last night actually I was drawing No Green Rocks from the Legion of Memas because he's assisting Grant.
Oh, he was on. Grant did a premiere of him yesterday, right? Yeah.
Oh, Grant has a channel?
Maybe.
I think so.
should think
There's
about that.
rumors going around that he's got a
Yeah.
Rumble one as well. I think.
Oh, no shit. He's a good guy.
Holy sheep shit. It just got deep in here.
Uh-oh, look at that. Yeah, look at that
Ooh.
dark.
Yeah, but it's a
I like
short
this guy.
comedic scene in a kind of South Park style that involves Grant Gregory, a wombat, a hand drill, and cube-shaped poo.
I need that in my life. I didn't know
Yeah.
that, but I do. I need that in my life.
So next Saturday you have to tune into the Full Aussie podcast to catch it because that's
All right.
Oh,
my
finally
cartoon
coming
is
out?
called the Full Aussie.
Nice.
It's finally
That's
coming out.
awesome.
Yeah, next week, next Saturday.
Oh, so you do the full art Aussie cartoons.
Yes.
He does.
Now I'm starting to put the face and name to the.
Yes,
All right, just your face. I won't remember any of your names, but
the demon, the little blue demon guy. I voiced this guy in the cartoon. That's me.
got you, man. Wow, that's some cool shit. All right, now I got to be nice to you because I want a cartoon.
He could do it.
Yeah, we'll have to
Oh, but
talk.
you might be a bit too famous for me to. I'd be a bit too.
Don't worry. Don't be
intimidated.
intimidated. Just make me look jacked. That's
Or
all.
you could just maybe get in. Hey, here's a good. Get in and make an agreement and use Sporky. I mean, that
There
would
you
be. It's iconic. It would be fun too.
Yeah,
you know?
little Sporky. Where is he? There he is.
Yeah.
Oh,
There you go.
There he is. And
Sporky,
the artist gave me
Sporky,
the
I
right.
remember when you started your channel. You used to be so nice, like me.
You remember that?
back
Remember
in
that?
those days, yeah.
I even had your accent. That was the crazy part. And then I realized I'm too famous and I'm too big of a deal. I'm a YouTuber's YouTuber. So
This is true.
yeah.
It is.
I'm
it
too
is.
afraid to invite you to my channel because I just know you'll say no.
Hey, you know what? You have to ask me quite a few times before I actually get back to you. And then
Or just send him a bunch of nudes in his DMs like I do, and that'll get him
yeah,
on here.
and then it gets you on because it's just like make it
Okay.
stop, but please don't.
Got
you know
it.
where I say don't send it, but I really mean keep sending it. Yeah.
No means yes.
Yes.
When
in
don't
my
means
world.
more.
In my world. And you're canceled.
And yes, and that was the last stream that we had from.
Yeah. That was great. I'm glad I was on it.
Then there was
And, wonderful.
the land of
Ah,
dreams.
yes.
Good stuff.
Wow. So Sparky, what else you got? What you got going on your channel now? Like, do you actually host it anymore, or is it just
Saturdays, because that's the deal. I sometimes get Jane Theory and Mark with a C on, so I have to be there because they're bigger than me. Which is I don't allow them to talk about that because it's like, come on. It's my channel. Don't make you. It's like arrogant to go onto somebody else's stream and talk about how massive of a star you are. So it's like, shut up. Okay, Jane, we get it. But Wednesdays I have the Mad. It's now called the Mad Stump because you have Matt is too big of a deal to actually host it anymore. But he shows up and we have what's his name? Author Stephen Walton on. He hosts
guy.
it. So it frees me up to go onto other better channels on Wednesday nights to just go against my own show. So that's fun. And then
Well, the competition, the competition brings out the best in both of you.
it really does. It really does. And if they fail, they get punished. And then Thursday nights, because that 70s show fan is hard to nail down, we've been doing a Beatles stream. on Thursday nights. But coming up in a few weeks, I'm going back to Monday Song of Ice and Fire stuff because I miss doing it. So
I would be completely unprepared because I'm horrible with names and things. But if you
Me
ever
too.
wanted to have me on there, I would just sit there and just like have a good
dude,
time.
I mean, if you know the stuff, I'll bring you on. If it's just like you're pretending like you know it, and it's like, oh yeah, that guy who was the king who had the thing, like
thing.
then I'd be like, come on,
Nah.
because I'm terrible with names too.
I'd be
Need the
completely
breast
shit out.
stretcher.
I would have to have all my names listed over here. I used to like read the books every single time before the new season came out. You know what I mean?
Yep,
You go
yep.
through them all, and then I can't even go to read them nowadays. I want to read them so bad again, but I just like I know that I'm
It hurts.
be left off on the finger and.
Yeah.
I'm reading The Witcher for the first time.
Oh,
I'm reading The
yeah,
Last
that's
Wish
nice.
right now. I've never read it before. It's really fun. I think it's a really nice balance of really lighthearted stuff and then severely gruesome shit. And I think that really works. And I like the fantasy world that I'm in. And
What's
it's
that, Boston?
yes, Boston.
Yeah.
World, the city of champions.
Ever read Elric of Lemonade? I don't know.
that guy.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the books are about him. The show is not, but whatever.
There's a show.
What are we talking about?
Elric.
I'm like 4 conversations ago. What's going on?
Okay. Sorry. Oh, The Witcher. Okay.
Yeah, we were talking about The Witcher, right? God, don't try to embarrass me on my own show. Oh, this is your show. I'm sorry. All right, proceed.
Elric Melniborn by Michael
There we go, that's
Moorcock.
the one.
What a great name, by the way. Michael Moorcock. Come on.
There you go.
Fantastic.
We'll do
Michael Moorcock.
yeah. You got to think of new names of Wakefield and of like different names up there outside of Boston. You know,
Winthrop.
Yeah. Winthrop. Yeah, like you should create your own kind of Witcher, but in Boston.
Quincy, it's
Yes.
Quincy.
Yes,
Chowder.
yes. They got a
Chowder.
really big lobster in that pot.
North Shore.
You're fun to be lobster, aren't you?
Yes,
Na.
lobsters.
Na. There goes a narwhal.
What are we talking about?
Lobster.
See, Sporky, this is
The
the
rock
thing.
lobster.
It's not even my show. It's not my show at all. It's your guys' show. I just let people take over.
Yeah, are we the only
Gin-
ones
Gin-
watching? There's
I
like
think
4
you should have
people
stopped
watching.
paying
Which
to
one of
go
you
to
Six
isn't
people in
watching
the
this?
chat. Yeah, huh?
You know,
Give
like
me that.
Oh, let me.
5
I should
a.m.
actually
over.
do my job and actually shout people out here.
Shout out the chat. It's all of us and nobody else.
Welcome to Sporking, Wakizashi, Sully, Kenzo, Bandito, me, and let's see, we got maybe 1.5 other people in here. Captain Fandom Nerd.
Yeah, he probably left because he was like, "What the fuck? You don't. Oh, excuse me. You don't even talk to me. God, you gotta learn, man. You gotta talk to your chat."
Los
Spec
Beck.
is always.
Ohio.
He's
Ohio.
dedicated.
Oh, see, Captain's here.
He's
Captain's
here.
Konnichiwa.
All right.
He's here, but probably not of his own wish. You know, it's part of the requirement.
Right.
If he wants me to follow him on Twitter.
Yeah, most of the people
Uh-huh.
do. Most of the people don't show up until stream until later.
I've noticed that. Like you start really going. So why do you start off so early if no one wants to watch you before?
Because
like,
Wakizashi goes to bed at like
It's for me.
9
I
o'clock.
go to bed really early.
oh,
It's so kind.
okay. I like how you think you're a big star too. I mean, not like me. I am a big star, but like I like how you call the shots. I appreciate.
I just
that.
think I'm a big star. I don't
Yeah.
know it.
You'll get there. You got the voice. You got the voice.
He does.
You'll go places, kid.
Yeah. So yeah, we
Take
start
the
early.
tea, you go.
So Waki can come on here every once in a while, and sometimes your whatchamacallit, producer, Mr. Grant Gregory. Sometimes he blesses us with his presence.
Mr.
And
Double G.
Yeah.
when
Like
we
better-
can get him a little bit of time after he's not slaving for you over there, you know.
Yeah, it's more he does it for like you should hear Culture Casino. He's like, Grant, I only sent over 16 videos. Where are they? Like, it's not me, man. It's totally Culture's too big even now for my show. Even though I'm catching up with him on subs,
Huge.
but he's that wig or I'm sorry, his hair is so big, so big.
Voluminous.
Oh my god.
I thought it was
think
American.
he's like
spoken.
I think he's surpassed like human. He's not a human anymore. He has elevated to godlike status.
Yeah,
What
he-
species is she?
He's the Adonis of the YouTube sphere.
All right, I got kids that want to eat. Guys, this was fun for you. I
to see
really
you, Scott.
appreciate that you guys had fun.
Thank you for gracing us with your presence.
You're
man.
welcome.
I feel,
Good
I
time,
feel
man.
I got
blessed.
that sunburn from being around a star.
We
I
was
think in like
blessed.
about
We
like
was
an
blessed.
hour or two, you should just replay the first half of this again, just so
that's what
people
we're
are like,
doing.
"Oh my god, he actually was here."
For every
Small
other show
here.
from here on out, I'm just gonna play this bit and that's it.
Yeah.
There's-
And a
Yeah.
loop.
You're welcome. Get to
Go on.
painting.
All right,
Later,
man.
guys.
Take it easy,
Thanks, Scott.
Thanks, bud.
He's all right.
Oh, he's a good guy. Yeah, I like they're not.
Who's the most famous on the stream now?
Wakasashi. Of
Yeah.
course.
Great.
Nah.
Okay.
Then
So-
one.
The only reason I'm keeping Bandito here is because I know once Henry Cavill gets his thing going, we've got our connection, and then after Henry Cavill comes on the show and we interview him, then I'll let him go.
Mhm.
Bye-bye.
Bandito, how you doing, man?
I'm doing okay. I was actually, my folks just came back from Texas, but also I'm kind of bummed out that my Warriors lost in the first.
Oh,
game.
really? Oh,
Mhm.
my friend Skipitosh is going to be happy. He's pulling for the Kings, yo. He's like, Sacramento.
Yeah, I
and
saw-
I'm like,
Oh,
I-
I heard that last night. Like half
I
the
saw that
comics thing is
yesterday.
like, yeah.
I saw
That
your
was
stream
great.
yesterday.
yeah, you were. Yeah, thank you so much
Super
for
chat,
your
too.
super chats, too. So that was awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta
I mean,
get
We've got to keep praising Sporking.
Praise,
And
praise.
Courtney. Good
Good
morning,
man. We love Sporking.
Courtney,
Hey,
how you
what's
doing?
up, Courtney? How you doing? Oh, wow.
Thank you
that was
for-
like
for-
echo.
Thank you for gracing us with your feminine presence because it's a sausage fest in here.
Yeah.
God's
He's
sake, there's too
definitely
many
the most
sausages in here.
famous
Sorry.
person I've
Yay.
shared a stream with so far, apart from Gray, I think.
Also, I did some research. I was doing some research on the Zeb Wells run because I have kind of like a theory of where it's going, and
Yeah, the rubbish bin.
Boom. Ding.
yeah. But this is
That's your Christmas
the
avatar.
entire thing. The entire thing is like,
Ho, ho, ho. Now I have a machine gun.
Sorry,
But-
Bandito.
yeah, it's okay. I'm used to being ignored and interrupted.
No. We're rolling with it, yo. Look at he's got
Yeah.
a toque.
Oh, cool.
Ninja's got a toque.
Yeah, and the thing is like, with what I think that what Zeb Wells is doing is that he wants to make his own form again, except he's using Spider-Man as a template, and he's using the character of Hobo Spider-Man from Into the Spider-Verse as his character. You know, he's a broken man. He everything he doesn't have anybody left. And I mean, this.
Are we talking about me again?
You know, that's one thing. Okay, that's out of character. Now, Peter might have Parker luck, but he's never a broken man.
Yeah, I mean, through the whole run, just now he's starting to get his life back together. He has a job with Norman Osborn, but throughout the run, like he's teaming up with supervillains. He's fighting the Avengers. He's having shouting matches with Reed Richards. And I mean, like that's not Spider-Man. I mean,
No, it's not.
I know you want to be. I know you want to be Alan Moore or Frank Miller. But the thing is, you gotta remember that when you're doing a character, you gotta remember them as a character, because throughout the whole series, it's like he was just going through the motions because he was so close to the woman he loved and he couldn't be with her. And
I don't want to be with you. Sorry.
and I actually came up with some theories, and I'm like, and when I was thinking about these theories, I'm like, wait a minute, that sounds familiar. Oh, it's from here. This. Oh wait, that sounds familiar. Oh wait, it's from this. It's like Mark. Well, it's like Zeb was watching his Netflix account while he was typing. And so I'm just waiting. I'm gonna let you guys tell my theories later in the stream, because not a lot of people are here. I want Macanee to hear it. And
So we're not good enough for you?
You know,
I see. I see
They're
how
just
gonna
it is.
interrupt
Yeah.
me
Yeah,
again.
yeah.
I know.
What if he
it was
doesn't come
about
today? What if he
It's
doesn't
because-
come today? I mean, like, you know,
No, it's not that. It's just
What
it's just that there's not a lot of people here yet.
oh, so you're trying to say that I'm not a puppy?
Don't worry, the people he gets a lot in the
What?
replay too. So it's
I'm fucking with you. It doesn't bother me.
Yeah,
I understand what you mean. It is early in the show. Hey, who had the Chrissy Mayer shirt on?
Oh. Don't look at me. I got the Stan Lee shirt on.
ah, that's great. You heard? Have you had that on?
No, I did it. I put it on whenever I
Oh,
saw
that's
you.
great.
I've been wanting to wear it. I keep on forgetting. I got it right over there. I keep on meaning to wear it for
You
a
gotta
stream.
get a screen grab of that and send it to her.
Yeah. Let's do. We'll take individual screen grabs. So I'm gonna blow you up first. Let's see yours. There we go. Mayor in the house. Yeah. And then I'll blow myself up here. And there we go. Mayor. Oh. There we go. All right. That'll work. And then I'll never get around to doing that. I'll put it on the list. Yeah, I'll do that sometime.
On the list.
Yeah, when you were like,
PPS.
who's got the Stephanie Mayer shirt on? And I'm like, don't look at me. I got the Stan Lee shirt on.
It's close. It's
Yeah.
just one. It's just one. One consonant off. You know.
Both
Yeah.
New Yorkers.
My-
You know.
yeah, my dad-
Oh, actually, no. That's
Yeah, I was so into this. Like when the entire time I was writing down my theories, I even wrote a fan fiction. I had a lump in my throat, and I was like, the last time I had that was when my grandpa died, and it's like Spider-Man means a lot to me. Like the first time I ever picked up a Spider-Man comic,
Mm-hmm.
I was 7 years old.
Uh-huh.
I was in third grade, or no, I was.
Were you ever exposed to Hombre Araña in print on a
No.
floppy?
No, actually, I was born here.
Yeah, but still, I mean, like you know,
No,
Latino culture is Latino culture.
Yeah,
I mean
my-
that honestly. I mean, because
my-
if you don't know, like, you know, anyone out there, that Hombre Araña is Spider-Man in
Yeah.
South America and Central America, and it's printed down there. And here's a nice little thing. They objected to Gwen Stacy's death so hard that they didn't even acknowledge it, and Gwen remained Peter's girlfriend throughout the 70s in Hombre Araña. And so it has its own continuity. I think that's great.
Yeah, and a lot of people, and Stan actually, when Stan actually did it, is because he wanted to put, like, when Stan actually did Gwen Stacy's death, he wanted to, like, make the relationship with him and MJ stronger, because when they at the final panel, where at the final page where Peter is just all torn up and everybody's leaving, MJ is about to leave, but she just closes the door and decides to stay with Peter to comfort him. And that's one of the things I've always liked. I mean, about MJ. I mean, she's like, I remember she the fact that she connected with Peter so much was because she wore a mask of her own. Her father was emotionally abusive towards her and her sister. And
Well, there was the 20th century, like, archetype of the all-American girl next door,
yeah,
which quite literally Mary Jane Watson is,
was
you know,
exactly that.
in a way.
and whenever she would feel down, she would see her friends and they would be like, "What's wrong, MJ?" "Oh, it's nothing." And she would even do backflips just to entertain them. And she's like, "Nothing's wrong with Mary Jane Watson." And it's like she wears a mask similar to Peter. And she even found out Peter was Spider-Man before he even told her.
Mm-hmm.
And it a lot of people, it really messed me up with One More Day. I mean, I don't blame JMS for writing it. It's just that,
Right, because that wasn't really his thing. That came from editorial. That was,
yeah,
you know, yeah.
Marvel actually wrote themselves into a corner with Civil War.
True.
So,
I mean, it was a great event, and yet it just they painted themselves into a corner completely. Yeah. I was like, what do we do now? It's like everything's broken.
yeah, and yeah, but then
The
when,
phoenix rises from the ashes.
Again,
and
yeah,
puts
but-
itself
Peter's
back together
secret
again.
identity's out there. Again, Captain America's a criminal. He's dead. No, he's
Yeah.
unstuck in time.
yeah, but like the last Amazing Spider-Man I ever bought was the last trade paperback of Nick Spencer's run,
Mm-hmm.
because that completely undid One More Day.
You enjoyed it?
Yeah, I enjoyed it because even though like I like Nick Spencer's run, like not all of it, but some of it, because it was like a return to form. This is Spider-Man. I mean, there were some there like, and even with the villains, it was awesome. It was awesome. I mean, Craven was a badass again. I like the odd couple pairing he had with Boomerang, because
Mm-hmm.
Boomerang was his roommate, and throughout the entire series, it was like, are they gonna are they? It was like, are they gonna break up again? Are they gonna break up again? But it turns out that Mephisto was the one that was behind it all. He wanted to make sure they stayed broken up, and he undid some of the worst Spider-Man runs Spider-Man arcs that came out after that. That came out after One More Day.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Maybe it's
I did like Superior Spider-Man, but I didn't like when he became a tech mogul, because it was like their fu to Elon Musk, and also he was more like a dollar store Bruce Wayne.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, but Bruce Wayne is Batman. He's Spider.
But here's a good one for you. I mean, like we're all of us of an age that we've all grown up with our own Spider-Man animated series close to our hearts. Like, what is your favorite Spider-Man animated series?
Oh, that's easy. It was the 90. It was the 90. It was the Fox,
the Fox
Kids.
one.
Yeah, the Fox Kids.
That was
90.
yeah. Same
Yeah.
here.
It's like, but with like going back to my story that I was going on before I was blowing out wind. It was when my uncle decided, since I was a Jehovah's Witness, I couldn't celebrate my birthday, so my uncle decided to do something nice, and he took me to a comic book store, and he said that he's going to get me a birthday present. Just don't tell your mom. We'll just say I just got.
I like your uncle already.
Yeah, he's into Hot Wheels collecting.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah, and he's also into indie comics. He was into he collected some Yojimbo and She, and oh yes,
Yojimbo, yeah.
and so he took me to a comic book store, and he told me, okay, I'm gonna let you pick 3 comic books. I'm gonna let you pick 3 comic books, and I want you to, and you're gonna keep it. Oh, okay. So I saw like this really awesome picture of a cover of Spider-Man in the Punisher and Moon Knight on the front cover.
Yeah.
That was from the Round Robin arc, and I actually got that one. And I also saw Spider-Man. But there was a one shot on a Spectacular Spider-Man where he fought Ghost Rider against Ghost Rider and the Carnival of Crime. And I also picked up an issue of Hulk, and those issues may have been worn and torn by the time I grew up, but in my mind, they're still with me, because those 4 characters became my favorite superheroes: Spider-Man, the Incredible Hulk, the Punisher, and Ghost Rider, and that's where always got
Oh, the new Fantastic Four, yeah.
Yeah, that's why I like
the first my first comic books that was bought for me were actually Image Comics. I got taken to my local comic book store by a guy called Henry, who was a military guy that was stationed over with my uncle, who was in the American Air Force, and he was big into comics. He took me down there, and it was around the same time that the Death of Superman arc was happening in DC. And he bought same thing. He bought me 3 comics. He bought me a Wolverine comic, Spawn, and Youngblood #1, Jim Lee.
Yeah,
comic.
yep.
Yeah. That was like, I was only I was about 11 years old, and I felt like I took it home and straight away started drawing, like the big rock guy called Bedrock that was on the cover. And the guy with the katana, I can't even remember his name, like the main guy from Youngblood.
What was his name?
Is that Rao? No.
I can't remember the one. He sort of had
Remember.
a red mask.
I don't know.
Yes,
Youngblood.
yeah.
I don't know it.
It wasn't Ajax, was it? No.
I can't remember.
No.
Honestly, can't remember his name. Is it Jim
there
Lee?
was Chapel, the guy who used to put,
Yeah, he was in Spawn too, right? The one with the skull on his face.
and then there was Shaft.
Yeah, Shaft. That's the guy. That's the
Yeah.
one.
Okay,
Knockoff, knockoff
Shaft.
Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Right. Who is the man
I think
that will help another brother man?
Yep.
my
Can you
first
dig it?
graphic novel was The Sword of Azrael and Nightfall.
Ooh, nice stuff.
Ooh,
Nice.
Love that stuff.
yeah, Nightfall was a good run. I mean, Chuck Dixon
Yeah,
is such a good writer.
Graham
So-
Nolan's art, man, that was just spectacular.
Yeah.
Eric, what have we got here? Did you want to
Oh.
talk about this?
No, I was actually just giving some Spider-Man scenery since we're all talking about Spider-Man. Let's get some
okay,
good.
okay.
Like I like
Uh,
what you
This
when you
cover's really cool.
look at that
I've got
cover. This is
Superior. I think I've got Superior Spider-Man 1 to 5 behind me.
That looks really
That's a good-
old-fashioned.
That's
Yeah,
really-
35
it's
cents.
I don't know if you can
35
see it.
cents.
yeah. This is
Wow.
I got
okay.
Spider-Man. I got the Amazing Fantasy picture of Amazing Fantasies right here, and I also got over here on my wall. I got a oil painting of Spider-Man 66.
There
Of
we
the
go.
Amazing Spider-Man 66 with the first appearance of Mysterio. My brother got it for me for Christmas, but it's one of those like
Peter Parker, the
30
spectacular
it's
Spider-Man.
like one of
Yeah,
those
it's a rich
$40 ones you could get from Walmart. And I'm
Yep.
like,
That used to have one of the longest titles in comics. That when it became Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
That was
I was
the-
buying it back then.
Yeah,
I
you had
still-
Amazing Spider-Man, and then you had Peter Parker Spectacular Spider-Man, which told like
And
just,
then
like,
Web of
different-
Spider-Man came out. They had 3 going at
Yeah,
one point.
because that
Yeah.
Web of Spider-Man replaced Marvel Team Up, which was a third Spider-Man because it was just be Spidey and a team up with any B or C list.
Eric, I was so lucky. I was buying the original issues when Craven's Last Hunt was coming out. I used to bloody have them. I was like, oh, I wish I still had them, man.
I got on my spinner rack all 6, and
6, yeah.
I'm like, it was like just great.
They did it over
excuse
3 titles, didn't they? The 3 different titles: Amazing
Yeah.
Spider-Man, Spectacular, and Web.
to have a
issues
mini
each one.
event within
That
your
was-
titles.
I miss these.
That was
short-
crazy. That
I miss these short arcs. I mean,
hmm,
I like that Zeb Wells wants to do his own Born. I can admire that Zeb Wells wants to do his own Born Again, but he is just stretching it out far too long. I mean, the reason why Born Again was so successful is because it told an entire cohesive story within 6 issues.
Mhm.
And like he's just stretching it out. I mean, yesterday, like last week, I said it was just like torture porn. If you're a hardcore Spider-Man fan like me, because it's
And yet, it's
very-
still the number 1. It's the best-selling comic in America.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable, isn't it? I can't
Yeah.
believe it.
We were talking about that
Spider-Man.
yesterday. Like there are
Yeah.
at least 15 different Spider-Man related titles besides Amazing Spider-Man, and then you have Venom, Lethal Protector 2. You've got Into the Venomverse. You've got this spinoff. You got that. You
Dan
got still.
Slott's Spider-Man.
Yeah, you got Dan.
Which is
Yeah.
bonkers.
It seems
Completely
like
bonkers.
it seems like it's been saturated though. Would that make it just
Yeah,
completely
Yeah. I was like,
impossible to follow? Like,
I'm a Star Wars fan, and I was actually, I counted, and I was like, you're kidding. There are 14 different Star Wars titles that Marvel is producing for the shelves
I
of these
couldn't believe
comic
that,
stores.
Eric.
And I'm like,
That was crazy.
because I grew up in the 70s and 80s. We were lucky to have the one Marvel Star
Yeah,
Wars
right.
magazine that I was, and you look forward to that, and it was special. And I just compared to like, wow, 14. You have Dr. Aphra, you got Darth Vader, you've got High Republic, you've got Yoda, you've got Star Wars, Star Wars, and Luke with his yellow lightsaber. That's the big deal,
yellow lightsaber?
Yeah. You
Banana.
familiar? Exactly.
No, I don't follow anything anymore. I stopped with the you guys know where I stopped though.
Dude, like
I
yeah.
stopped
So,
where I stopped.
but 14 titles, just like
Yeah,
a month.
That's just too much. That's too much.
At what, $3.99, $4.99 each?
How do you expect to do anything? Like it just seems like you're number one, you're not going to be able to sell everything as much as you want to. It's oversaturation. Number two, you got to get you got to get like talent. Oh, was that rain?
Yeah, sorry about that. I
Wow,
knew for a bit. It's absolutely hammering it here.
It was like that yesterday over here, but we lucked out today. We didn't get any kind of rain today, but wow, that's pretty crazy. Yeah, but let's imagine all the talent you got to go find, to try to write all of these books to get it all done. Like that just seems like it's you're thinning yourself out way too much. Concentrate, put all your eggs in one basket and take a shot at it like that. I don't know.
Well, I don't know. Since Dan Sloth's arrogant ass is in charge of Spider is in charge of the editorial of Spider-Man. He probably thinks he could do no wrong. I mean, I actually I mean, did anybody see the new the new design for Uncanny Spider-Man?
I like the design of Kurt's suit, but I mean, what does this bode for Peter? Does Spider-Man need to be replaced temporarily by a different hero dressed up as Spider-Man? This goes back to Daredevil, even like in the 70s and 80s. Like,
what the hell is this? I'm looking at it right now. I'll put it up on. This is stupid
Let's
looking.
have a look, Jane.
I think it looks stupid, Jinja. Yeah, it's weird.
Stupid.
What are we looking at?
Hold on a second.
Uncanny.
Really, I like the design. I like the big white eyes. I like the red. It's kind of a weird, like it's kind of a little bit Miles Morales-y meets 2099 to me.
Am I looking at the right thing here? Let me see. You guys tell me if I'm looking at the right thing here.
But is he web slinging? Is he bamfing?
There we go. Is this it?
No, that's the Oscorp suit that Norman gave Peter.
What is this? It's stupid.
Oscorp.
All right, here we go. So I look new design Spider-Man Uncanny. All right, here I'll look through it. You guys tell me if you see it.
It's called Uncanny Spider-Man #1. It's coming out soon.
Is it white and blue?
No, it's a black suit. It's like a black or dark. No, it's Kurt's colors. Very dark blue, red, and white. The classic iconic color combination of Nightcrawler. Now redesigned as a Spider-Man. So he's got his feet and his hands are still the same.
Uncanny Spider-Man new suit. So is that what I should look?
Sure.
Let's look this up. All right, here I'll share what I'm looking up right now, and then you guys can tell me if this is it or not. Hold on a second.
Okie dokie.
Just tell me to stop. I'll hide my porn.
It's just...
All right. See anything here?
No.
I thought that chasm was actually a really nice design too. I like the variation on the spider theme.
I'm not seeing anything here.
I am. Here we go.
Yeah, if you guys can find it, then I'll share that.
Hello in the chat.
Sully's on the case.
Awesome, man. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let me present this.
So you see what I mean about the iconic color combination of red and, well, it's black. I thought it would be more like blue.
Is this Peter Parker?
No, this is Kurt Wagner.
Yeah,
Kurt Wagner.
I'm Kurt Wagner.
Oh.
People call me Nightcrawler. Yeah.
they're going to do it. This is more incorporated with the Fall of X, and
Mhm.
they're putting so many comic books that like don't even need to be in there
Mhm.
together. I mean, I agree with Wes about this. I mean, so many comic book characters. Like, I don't think Iron Man needs to be in Fall of X.
Mhm.
Wow.
But
Close
yeah, I
up
mean,
on his
It
bum.
really reminds me of
Ginger.
this
I
cover.
know, it's like this right here. It's just like as an artist,
Oh,
this
yeah,
looks really
Kenzo.
dumb.
Yeah, it
Like right
reminds me
here.
of that cover there. That's Dan Slott as well. This is
let me
Superior.
Superior Spider-Man.
Yeah.
well, that looks like actually,
Yeah, that's
well,
better.
like,
Yeah.
I don't know if that's well, yeah, I mean, Kurt jumps around a lot. I mean, that
Ginger, what do you think of the design for this one?
Well, I mean,
Uncanny?
the design well, I don't have any problems with the
His
design.
head's
It's just-
freaking me out. I don't know why.
Yeah.
The point
Well, it
is,
looks like it
Yeah.
looks like an alien. You know what? But
Yeah,
the first thing,
the
the
tail.
first thing is just his crotch comes right here, and it's okay
Mhm.
if you have him like this, but it looks like it's a woman to me.
Yeah,
It
it's
just
very
looks like
feminine.
design like it's a very feminine style, very feminine hips
Yeah.
and everything.
Yeah.
And
I
then
would
So it doesn't-
expect to see like Psylocke doing that. You know,
And-
Yeah. I
Jim
don't
Lee.
feel anything masculine from this at all. I feel
No.
this is my first initial. When I first opened it up, it's like, oh wow, look, there's a crotch in my face.
The
here.
way I see
Is
it,
this a woman?
maybe
Yeah.
you're not
yeah,
supposed
if
to.
there was light catching the bottom of his buttock there, it would definitely catch his bulge as well, a little piece.
Uh-huh.
Well, it's the
Yeah,
problem. So
no,
you got
that's
that
sort of
light
the-
right here. That light right here is going to stand out first, right?
Yeah.
Even before his eyes, even because it's like more in the center of the page right here. And like with this leg, well, the pose is really dynamic with the leg right here, and you've got the tail whipping around, and with this little bit of like flashy stuff going on here, this little tail of flashing light that also brings your eyes right there to the center. So that's just what I'm seeing right there. That's all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does look very feminine.
Ears on that.
What's
Yeah,
that?
he's got
Yeah, there
pointy
were
ears.
little ears. Yeah.
Mhm.
His
I don't know.
ears
I
will be shown.
He's Vulcan.
Yeah.
Long and prosper.
Did you guys catch Picard this week at all?
No,
I haven't watched any of it.
no, me neither.
It was really good. Very
Yeah,
I
nostalgic.
got an STD once, and that's
Okay,
Did
yeah,
like
well,
this week.
discovery joke.
Lucky, fight.
The
Come
last
on.
3 weeks, Kenzo, the last 3 episodes, I'm out. I was enjoying it up to like 5, and then I just think they've lost it. But
we
that's
doing
me. That's only my
spoilers?
opinion.
I've been
spoilers.
quite enjoying it.
Okay, no spoilers heard.
It's nice to see the crew back together, but it's taken like 9 episodes.
Well, at least they got back together, unlike Star Wars. You know.
The band, we got to get the band back together.
The band.
Yeah, there was some good nostalgic scenes. There was some good ship porn in it,
Oh, the ship porn, yeah, it's been good.
and there was
Too many ships, though.
fireworks going off in space and making sounds.
It's very pretty.
Oh, because in space, no one can hear you scream.
Alien. Speaking of aliens, I get to work on the Superman picture, huh?
Superman.
Strange visitor from a distant planet.
And now all I have to do is this. I don't have to do anything. This is great.
Ah,
Oh,
I got it all set
cool.
up
so we're
here.
doing oil paintings.
Yes.
Nice.
So do you have to treat the canvas first or anything? Like,
Okay, so I use MDF boards. I don't know if you guys are familiar with what MDF board is. It's not actually a wooden board. An
Medium
MDF is a
density
kind of
fiberboard.
there you go. It's a fiberboard, and kids that knows this stuff. You're a carpenter, right? You did the carpenter work before, right?
Roofing.
A roof,
But-
well, yeah.
But yeah, we had to use MDF boards for my trims on the
Yeah.
flat roofs.
Yeah, so they're not. To me, it's almost like if they fall apart, it almost looks like it's cardboard. Not cardboard, but it's like pieces of paper that have been really like pieces of paper that have been pressed together. So I treat it with gesso. I gesso the boards first on the front and on the sides, and I bought some black gesso. I've never worked with black gesso before, but I wanted to see what it was going to be like with the painting on oil paint on top of black gesso. So up to this point, I've been using rectangular boards, and I went to the local hardware store, and they don't usually sell MDF board there. but for some reason they had a whole bunch of like pieces that had been cut off. I guess somebody must have ordered or something, and they just had a bunch of just random pieces, like the perfect size for me to paint on, and they were really, really dirt cheap. So I picked up a bunch of those, and I put 4 coats of gesso on here, thin layers
Okay.
of gesso.
And gesso
on the
is
side as
special
well.
because it absorbs other paint, right?
No. What it does is it protects your surface of whatever you're working on.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So basically, if I'm this protects the surface. So this is like basically it's a barrier.
Okay.
So that the surface underneath, especially with oil will just deteriorate what's going on underneath, right? Because you mix a lot of chemicals and things with your oils to mediums to thin them out or to make them dry quicker. So the acrylic is a water-based paint. You can actually paint with it as well, but when it dries completely, and it will not it won't expand or contract. Whereas
Okay.
oil technically never dries throughout, like it will never completely dry ever. So oil will expand and contract. So by painting it on top of the acrylic, that gives you a sturdy space that you could paint on top of that protects the material underneath. So yeah, that's why you even if you're working on canvas, if you're on paper, you want to gesso it first before you paint on top of it, even with acrylics as well. So that's the first process. And then with oil paintings, I've actually been getting into. I've been like, there's this guy who does these lessons online. I've been checking out his videos. People doing stuff on Twitch. Been watching their stuff, trying to get some hints here and there. And I've kind of like, just so happened that my drawing board here, I put a big piece of plexiglass over it, and so now my drawing board is like a palette. So that's cool. So I don't have to have like I know it's geeky stuff for painters, but I'm just trying to make my work area more comfortable and useful for for oil painting. Yeah, that's a long story short. I don't know what we're talking about anymore. That's cool.
You're,
This
you're
1960s
muted,
everyone.
Eric.
You're muted.
You're muted.
Me?
Oh no,
Eric.
Eric.
Good. Yeah.
Eric.
No. It's better than talking over people. I put that in there for Gray because he said he
Cool.
didn't grow up. Because we're the same age, of the same, we're peers, and he didn't grow up with any Spider-Man. So here,
Complete
have some-
series.
Dude, this is the 1960s Spider-Man
Cool.
with the famous opening song, but the incidental music it's all jazzy stuff, man. It's so cool. It's out there. It's Peter Parker, it's just basic.
Sorry, Eric.
Go ahead.
What was the one, Eric, where you had Bobby, Iceman, Spider-Man, and
Spider-Man and his
1980,
amazing friend.
literally 1980, 1981. It was called Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends.
That's kind of the first one I remember, but for me, it's the same one as Bandito.
Yeah, I remember that name,
I kinda grew
Kenzo.
up
Yeah.
Right, because they couldn't use Johnny Storm, so they invented a new character named Firestar, Angelica
Firestar.
Jones.
Yeah.
So you had Bobby Drake, the Iceman, and
Spider-Man.
then you had the first animated X-Men crossover episode. Because Firestar, her backstory was she was trained at Xavier's academy, and that's how she knew Bobby. She was like it wasn't was she an X-Man or not? Never really decided, but that's just her backstory that they dropped her in there. Retcon in a way.
Thanks, Eric.
You're
Check that out. That's cool.
I haven't seen those for a long time.
This is a really cool cartoon series. I would love to have this on physical media, just for the collector's box and everything. There's so much old school effort in this old This is the first Spider-Man animated series. It's cheesy and it's great. Check it out.
That's what we need a little bit more of. Some cheesiness, man. We used to have a big event over here. My friend, he was the organizer of it. It was the Cheesy Disco. We would just like every couple of months or so, we'd get all of our really cheesy music out. We'd all go decked out in like some kind of theme. We have like a disco theme or afros or something like that. Go out and have a good time, play the music, Yes, we were culturally
appropriating.
the 70s. Yeah.
God, I'm sick to death of modern terms like that, aren't you, Ginger?
Oh man, I can't stand them.
Done.
I just
I
switch off these days.
Yeah, I
Switch
just
off,
like
whatever.
I listen to that stuff, and as soon as somebody says that or accuses you of it, it's like you are no longer important in my book. I do not listen to you anymore.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
I'm just gonna say I'm not going to agree to that, and just say I know where you're coming from, and I can respect where you're trying to leverage something, but I'm not going to paint myself into a corner by agreeing to any of that.
Yeah.
No.
You know, I'm going to be a typical person.
Um,
You can be that.
Yeah, you go ahead and you have fun over there.
Good luck. I respect your
Yeah.
I respect your beliefs. I don't have to share them.
Eric Sporkin is admiring your StreamYard tattoo, facial tattoo. It looks really good.
Thank you. Very. Oh gosh, I'm feeling ducky. I'm quacking up.
You growing back
Feeding
the
the
beard there?
ducks.
Fits the bill. Yeah, I bet it's the playoff beard.
There you go.
Hello.
Is that Kenzo's?
Is that Mrs. Kenzo?
Maybe.
I like the accent.
Yeah. Get her on.
He's saying no, shaking his head. It's like Mrs. Wakizashi. She never comes on, but she kind of lurks in the background, pointing a blowpipe at me. If I get out of line.
Yeah, she's
She's a ninja powers.
she's in the cooking that Jamaican curry I was talking about. We've
Oh.
got the authentic cast iron Dutchy pot as well that you're supposed to use.
Nice.
Nice.
Does anybody remember when that one BBC executive said that Idris Elba's Luther wasn't black enough
Oh yeah.
because he didn't eat
That was-
Caribbean food or have black friends?
I remember that story. Yeah.
What if he's African? He wouldn't eat Caribbean food.
Exactly.
No, it's like, since Luther takes place in, like, just some guy brought this up. Luther takes place in London, and he's
London,
like,
yes.
what does that mean? Is that just another Caribbean food? What is that just another word for collard greens and hog guts?
No. They have like jerk chicken, curry goat,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
ackee and saltfish, oxtail.
Jamaica is part of the
Ooh.
Commonwealth, so
Yes.
it's just like Jamaicans are basically British citizens, correct?
Yeah, I grew up 30 miles outside London, and where I grew up, there was quite a big Jamaican community in our town, and it was a good place to get Jamaican food. I used to have it every Saturday when we went to the town.
Jamaican
It's really-
food.
Orking
Yeah,
says
it is.
Eric identifies as a mallard.
I
Yeah.
do.
Yeah, but I remember
But to
that.
be fair, Bandito, on that, there was a few of my friends that used to make fun of the other Jamaican boys for not having the Jamaican food, and because they were too English, So it does happen.
Yeah, it's just another They expect him to be a stereotype,
Yeah.
and
No, I don't know. I mean, because seriously, I grew up in an Irish house. My grandparents were from two different parts of Ireland. They both came to the States in the 1950s. They met over here, and had a family. And so I grew up in a house full of tea, full of brogues, full of Irish music, full of Irish people, and that's just we don't have a food culture. But
Potatoes.
potatoes, boiled supper,
Yeah,
boiled
but-
dinner, and but there's nothing wrong with with anyone's culture. I mean,
yeah, but I mean, she thinks that he wasn't black enough. He wasn't good enough to represent the people.
I see.
And
what's she
and
angling for? Sounds like she's angling
Yeah.
for something.
sounds like
do you
she's
like,
angling
do you
to
like
show off
BBC,
she's an idiot.
Bandito?
No, I actually would watch like the 10th and 11th the 10th and 12th 11th Doctor with my stepsister.
Hmm.
But that was about it. And there was also I respect Idris Elba because they would always ask him how is it like to be the first black actor for anything, and he's like, my color has nothing to do with it.
Yeah, exactly.
I wanted to be an actor because I felt like I could do it. It didn't matter.
I enjoyed Luther. I thought it was a really good show. It's decent.
You ever watch The Wire? You see him as Stringer
Oh,
Bell?
Yeah, Stringer Bell, of course.
Dude, Stringer, like, he's British?
I
Yeah.
didn't know. That's the first time I saw
Exactly.
him was in that. I didn't even know he was British.
Right on.
His accent was awesome.
Yeah,
right?
the other guy's British as well. The cop.
Yeah. Oh, God.
What's his
Dominic West.
name?
Sporky
Okay,
can't
was he
quit
British
me.
too?
Yeah.
Can't quit you.
Dominic
he's
West, he's a
British.
British actor. Yeah.
Okay.
He was McNulty.
Yeah. So-
McNutty. As Bubbles always called him.
The first 2 seasons, Eric, blew me away. I thought, especially
Hey,
the first
McNutty.
one.
the one in the school was a bit like
They
I
were
didn't
all
really-
good, man. Seriously, I've watched that show 5 times, and I throw on the captions, and the past 2 times I got the cast commentary tracks, and the school part is it's so deep because you had this like all those kids grew up to be the next round of whoever they're replacing. Michael is the new Omar, Duquan is the next Bubbles, Leander is the next McNulty. It's just and it goes on. And it goes on, and that's how it perpetuates. Like, what a great show! Wow.
I've never seen it. I haven't seen it.
Oh, The Wire. Oh,
Yeah.
If you can, you will.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you can, yeah, you should.
If you can.
I just started
All right.
watching Last Kingdom, Eric.
5
and
seasons.
Jinja.
Ooh.
Bandit.
Oh, the Last
Have you
Kingdom.
guys watched
Yeah.
Last Kingdom? I know
No.
I'm slow to
Yeah.
it, but man, it's so good. It pulled me right in.
I actually loved watching the History Channel's Viking series.
Okay.
Not the, oh, wow.
Cool, man.
Oh.
Oh, look at that. Hey. Oh, is that the little kitty on there? What's
Hello.
up, Spider-Man?
Spider-Man.
Spidey attack.
Spider-Man does
That's little
whatever
Ken's
a
like-
Spider-Man.
again.
I'm gonna have to leave for like half hour, 40 minutes, and come back.
Okay, man.
This
Yeah.
this little guy wants to go to the park.
Nice.
All right. We'll still be here. Well, I'll still be here.
Web
Yeah.
slinging.
Just put an earbud in and listen to our stream.
I'll be there. I'll be back soon, guys.
All right, man. Okay.
All right, take care.
Indeed.
Take it easy.
Very
Okay.
well.
Ginger, mate, I'm gonna have to drop as well.
Yeah, no problem, dude. Thanks for.
I want to stay
stopping by.
longer, but last night was crazy late for me.
Yeah.
What time was it? What time we finished, Eric? We finished like about 1:30.
Yes.
Got to bed.
Yeah, we
If
did 2.5 hours.
Where Zeb Wells is going with this. You could just you could either repeat you could listen to the repeat, or you could
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
or you could
Well,
even-
Wakazashi. Well, Gray is it's like, you and Gray are the ASM guys. It's like, yeah.
I'm no expert. I've only got back into it recently, Bandit, with Zeb Wells, because I enjoyed his Hellions run. I thought that was a lot of fun, but I don't know what has gone wrong with Spider-Man. It's not only him. I think it's coming from higher up. I mean, we talked
Yeah.
about that, didn't we, already?
I mean,
It's,
the
a,
one
it's a
thing
mess.
I think that he's also trying to tie it in with the new Spider-Man movie, because it shows
Yeah, I think so too.
it shows
Yeah.
like with this Spider-Man has a daughter, and like Hobo Spider, and that was formerly Hobo Spider-Man,
Hobo Spider-Man.
and that's actually one of my theories that I actually got. I mean, it's like
So unhoused Spider-Man is Mayday's father?
yeah.
Really?
Like their new daughter is Stephanie. Mary
Oh.
Jane's daughter is Stephanie, and they also have her and Paul have a son named Omar. And this is one of my theories. I think that
They don't know he's a dad yet, though, do they? Because
Yeah,
they look like her.
I don't think
They don't
that-
look like him.
I don't think Paul. One of the things I think that one of the theories I have is that Paul is just with MJ out of necessity or obligation, because they need to protect Peter from what's coming. And like with Owen, I think he may have been like one of the sons. They ran it while they were in that Earth, because it's like it took 6 months for Peter to get back there, but it passed like 6 years. And Peter was, and Peter was, convinced, is so convinced, but actually MJ told Norman the entire story of what happened there. But I think Owen is actually, but she never told Peter or anybody else. And she's always worried about Peter. And that's one of the things I like about John Romata's art, Junior's art, is that he shows so much emotion in those in characters. Even if it's like a still image, he shows so much emotion. And with I think like this is just a theory. Like when they got into when they were zapped into the alternate Earth, MJ was already pregnant. And Stephanie was born in that world. And since like Yamin is looking for the Sunblood, I think Stephanie might be the Sunblood because he's looking for the thing that Mephisto fears the most. And Mephisto said that when Mephisto saw a future where he's stopped by Spider-Man's daughter, and he thinks that, and he wants to consume her soul, and he has to kill Spider-Man. So I think like Yavin has been doing this to Peter. He's been slowly breaking him down, like throughout the 6 months and everything. Him and Raven have been doing this to him, and have been destroying him, and like they've been doing this from the shadows. And since Yamin is like a mischief god, he could do that because he's like Loki. He likes fucking with people, and he's basically doing this because he wants Peter, not only Peter to suffer, but to lose the will to live. I mean, I think like in the last issue of the arc, Peter will fight Rabin. Will fight Rabin with Yamin's power, is so super powered by Yamin, and he's just so emotionally and physically drained. He just gives up. He doesn't want to fight anymore. MJ will tell him that the world still needs Spider-Man, but he'll be like, yeah, but it doesn't need Peter Parker. And she'll confess that Stephanie is their daughter. Owen was actually a child of a bunch of one of the child of a bunch of survivors that they found who died, and they decided to raise them as their own. But the thing is that Owen's like 8 and Stephanie is like 5, and so like I think like the entire thing might end with Paul either killing himself to undo what happened, and Peter and MJ might go into a separate time skip where separate slip of time where they strengthen their relationship, where they go and strengthen their relationship and become and decide, and Peter learns MJ's pregnant and they decide to get married again. And that's where Uncanny Spider-Man comes in, because Kurt's going to have to take Peter's place while he's gone, because it's going to, the passage of time is going to be the same amount as it is there. But that's just a theory. I also have a theory that Paul might be.
Okay, guys, I got to bounce. I'll catch
Yeah,
you
sorry.
later.
Benito. Yeah, Lucky's got to.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Great. Anything that you want to promote?
No, we're good, mate. Thanks. No, we're good. It's been fantastic. Thanks for coming on my channel.
You guys pops coming up?
I don't know. I can't remember actually.
Because you've been doing a lot with Pops. You've been doing a lot with Jim. Those are nice to see too. That's like you get like nice regular
Expanding the
shows.
comics universe.
Yeah.
From the tea
See that.
house. You guys have a good stream, Ginger. I'm
You
loving
too,
that
man.
Superman. It's coming together, mate. It's coming
Thanks, man.
together.
Yeah, it's taken its it's almost. I've just got some parts about it that I need to address, but it'll be good. Thanks again, man, for popping in here, bud. I know it's
Late for him too.
yeah.
But anyways, that's just one theory I have. Another one is the wolf in sheep's clothing, where Paul is actually Yabin. Oh, good morning, Mrs. Flu.
Oh, hello, Mrs. Flu. Sorry, I got to pick up the chat here.
Hello.
Hey, Mrs. Flu. Good to see you. It's been a while.
I don't know. I don't know if Zeb Wells has the capacity to write these things. Because, yeah, he was good in Hellions, but with because he basically made the Hellions an X-Men version of Suicide Squad. But I mean, with another thing, it just seems like it's like, for me, it's painful for me to watch Peter like this. I mean,
Did you ever read any of Zeb Wells' earlier stuff though, like New Mutants or anything? Or
yeah, I read like some Hellions. I heard New Mutants sucked by Wes. Like he told me I did read New Mutants or Hellions because he said it was like a Suicide Squad version of he actually recommended it. Even Doc was upset about that because he said that with Hellions it was like a Suicide Squad version of the X-Men. And like I it's just that his version of writing is he likes to bring pain and emotional distress with his characters.
But that usually creates tension and drives story, because so there's like you have the emotional release at the end of it when with the all clear and it's cathartic, and so that's he's just trying to pull on your heartstrings.
And it's working because the entire time I was writing that fanfic of what I thought it would, how I thought MJ would confess I had a lump in my throat, and the last time I had a lump in my throat was when my grandpa died, and I was like, but when I was thinking about it, I was like, wait a second. I was like, wait a second. The some of these don't make sense. Like, MJ goes to a different time where society is destroyed, and she meets another survivor there, and they have to help each other to survive, and they come back in a relationship. I'm like, oh, that's from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
And Zeb Wells has a huge TV background. I'm looking up his wiki because that's what I do. I read wikis but it doesn't show how old he is though. But he's got extensive work like on Robot Chicken, and he's been working for Marvel for 17 years or so.
Wow.
Under 20 years, yeah, and he's been working on a lot of different like Spider-Man tie-in stuffs. Like he did like Spider-Man's Tangled Web from 2002. Remember that?
Yeah,
that was I remember those ones. Those were really fun.
Those were short stories that told it from Spider-Man's Rogue Valley. One of my favorites was the one with Crusher Hogan, the rustler that Peter fought in the where he fought, because it told a story where Crusher Hogan, he was this he learned that his federation or his wrestling territory was losing money, and he was like their top star, their top baby face. So in order to drum up popularity, he decided to go heel. And everybody knows that wrestling's a work, and everybody around him was like, "No, don't do it. You're our star. Don't go heel." And so he decided against it. He decided to go into work for himself, as the wrestling lingo goes, and he decided to go heel. And he said that like he went to a loan shark and he got the $1 million. He got the $10,000 that he would put up against to anybody who would beat him in the ring. And they wanted, and the thing was that the gate actually made $50,000, and so they were able to not only save their wrestling business but pay off the loan shark as well. And he said, and he's like in the last few pages, it shows him beating up a bunch of random amateur wrestlers and other guys, and he's like, take it. He's like, take the heat, take the heat. Let the crowd hate you, but the man who will take you down will be a hero. And in the last page, it shows Peter in his street clothes and his webbing mask jumping into the ring against Crusher Hogan.
Oh, okay. So it ties it all in. Yeah. I remember seeing that a long time ago. I might even have that.
Oh shit!
Do I?
I don't know, but apparently I spent $75 drunk last night buying a mech toy.
Uh-oh.
It's Robotech Season 3 or Genesis Climber Most Speeda, and it's the Cyclone motorcycle. And I had one of these as a kid, and it's the one I've always wanted with the sabers instead, oh wow.
You don't remember getting it?
I barely do. I remember now.
Man. Uh-oh. Oh,
$75 later.
That's always so scary the day after you go, okay. All right, you check, you got your wallet. For me, it's like, I got my wallet, I got my cell phone, I've got my glasses. Okay. I got my keys.
Yes.
All right.
My
all right,
eyebrows.
let's look at the phone.
Right.
Oh no.
Did I text anyone? Let me
Yeah.
look.
Okay, I did it. Okay, good.
No, I didn't. Thank God.
Crap. The thing, one of the other Tangled Web stories I liked was the one with the son of Leapfrog.
Uh-huh.
He was basically another kid like Peter. He was constantly bullied at school, but this one, he was bullied by people who were basically
Hey,
the
lovely Sherry.
Sherry.
Hello. How you doing? The good thing about this new setup I got, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you. The new thing, the good thing I got about this new setup is I could see my screen a lot better now while I'm working. So before it was like behind me, so it was difficult to see what was going on.
Hey, Shield Wall of Dragons, how you doing?
Hey, what's up there, Shield Wall? How you doing?
Shield Wall.
Sunday.
Sorry, Bandy.
Yeah, the Tangled Web of Leapfrog's son. His dad is basically trying to, after he was basically beaten up by Spider-Man, he was able to work a deal to help go and take care of his son. His dad was taking he was taking like these odd. He was taking like he was in house arrest now, so he decided his son was being bullied by the teacher because they're like, oh look, that's the son of Leapfrog. What a lame villain. And he even took his dad even took a job to help raise his son. His dad even took a job as a cameo to get beaten by a bat by a used car dealership in his leapfrog uniform, and he's doing everything for his son, but his son wants leapfrog. He tries to be a hero as leapfrog, and the first time he goes out, he gets his ass kicked by he gets his ass kicked by a bunch of by the bullies that keep tormenting him, and all of a sudden his dad pulls up, and he's like, and they're like, he's telling the bullies to leave his son alone, and he's like, and he, oh, stunning and brave here,
Hey, what's up, Sting and Brave? No,
And-
it's Superman.
and his dad
Welcome.
is like, his dad knows all these secrets of the neighborhood. These kids don't know about their parents, and he's like, you want me to tell your dad about how your mom your mom spends time with the mailman delivering his packages, and
Uh-oh.
and he's like, you think and they were actually that, and when he was talking to his son, he was like, wow, how did you get out of the house? I thought you had an ankle monitor. He's like, you think I didn't? I'm an engineer. I could have taken that off whenever I could. He wants to be then Leapfrog just wants to be a normal citizen for the sake of his son. That was very touching for me, because it shows how much a father would love his own son.
Mm. And this was all from which run was this?
Zeb Wells.
Yeah, Tangled
Okay.
Web.
So he has proven himself in the past to handle the character voice, and the and write good stories. But now you've been handed the keys to the kingdom, and you have 2 years or more to play around with Amazing Spider-Man. You've been given John Romita Jr. and Scott Hanna. You know what I mean? They've been on this. John Romita Jr. has been doing Amazing Spider-Man since the early 80s, and just is consistent. Him
Right.
and his dad. Oh, wow. Talk about consistency on ASM.
Yeah.
Damn. That's
Some
that's impressive.
Oh, hey, what's up, Simona? How you doing? It's been a while. You been busy? I haven't. I'm sorry, I haven't been on Twitch. With the whole been trying to get the Rumble numbers up. Eric, you been doing anything on Rumble?
Nope. I have a divergent attention span that I can cook 8 things at once, but I really don't want that much social media presence. I'm on Twitter, I'm on YouTube, and that's fine for me. And I used to be on Blogger, and in 2017 I deleted my blog, and because the whole shift, and I'm like, who's going to use what against me in the future if I keep this up? I say some dopey shit. I'm fine with that. And if someone pulls up an internet archive of that thing, be like, holy shit, I commend you for for your effort here. Hey Grant, what's up, man?
What's up, Grant?
Hey,
How you doing?
Grant.
Why you delete it, Nate?
Because of woke people.
Woke
people that use or not, it doesn't even have to be woke people, but it's just that's just the I had a blog for 13 years. I talked about comic books, hockey, and spirituality, kind of like those, a lot of the same kind of content I'm making now, like on YouTube. But just ever since Me Too and the whole, and since the Trump in 2016, just people give themselves permission to be intrusive and crazy. That was, I don't know. And also there comes a time where, I don't know, as someone who wrote a lot of high school poetry, the most freeing thing was to burn all of it.
Wow.
Yeah, because it's like, hey, make a break from the past. Also, it's like YouTube. My YouTube station could disappear tomorrow. We know this, Grant, because out of circumstances beyond our control, someone could take away our YouTube station. All that effort, all of that work can be gone just like that because of someone's capricious and meanness. It can be. And so I have to be prepared for that mentally and rationally. It'll be like, hey, I could wake up tomorrow and someone could have hacked my station and it's all gone. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
You know, and
Speaking of your station, Eric, I don't mean
yes, sir.
to hop in
Oh,
over.
go for it.
Talk to us about the bunnies thing. I'm intrigued. What's going on there?
The what? The
The
bunnies?
bunnies. Yeah.
Well, on my way to you were hacked. Grant, like
Yeah, Grant
someone
got hacked, yeah.
malicious had something against Grant and attacked his station and ruined it for him. He's gonna
Yep.
start all over again. And he had a pen, you know what I mean? It's just like he earned that. It was a combination of hard work and a little bit of that shorts luck too. That I learned that, like, hey, I can get more subscribers if I pimp the shorts. And I learned that from you. But someone can, it's like an ex-girlfriend. She can break your heart. Or like when my mom threw out my comic books when I was 11 years old because I was distracted. Someone in this world can take things away from you that you love and have worked on, like that.
Hmm.
And so yeah, we gotta be. Oh, hey, Philip, good to see you. So yeah, I
Hey,
mean,
what's
we
up,
gotta.
Philip?
But when it came to leading my own blog, I didn't want. I saw the shift in culture, and I saw the desperate measures it takes to someone to weaponize your past comments like that. You know,
Hmm.
just in culture, I've seen a lot of
It's
dopey
it's
shit.
it's definitely different though, isn't it? Like before, it's like whatever happened was in the past was in the past. There was no record of it, I mean, visually, maybe if somebody had like a video camera, but otherwise it was just all like word of mouth, anecdotal.
Mhm.
But now
Crap.
it's like,
Give me a second. I got the wrong part for one of my models I'm working on.
Uh
oh,
oh.
whoops, sorry, I got to bring in Mr. Grant Gregory here.
Hello.
Hey,
What's up
Grant.
there?
Yellow.
There you are.
Make a GA.
Yeah, so
How you doing, man?
I don't get that mentality, Eric. Like you're such a
Yes.
like I don't understand the idea of removing something on the idea of a potential future threat. Like that's looking at an apple and going, well, I don't want to have anything to do with that because it's only going to end up being a core and rotten.
I have the capacity to overshare and reveal too much about myself and through my blog. And I found that I didn't want to leave some kryptonite laying on the floor, to use our today's theme. I would rather, do something about it of my own choice and free will as well, because I spent a lot of work on that. But in a way, it kind of prepped me for doing YouTube as well. I mean, just curation, content creation, being organized, and
Well,
keeping
I
to a
mean,
theme.
curation is one thing, but you deleted an entire
13
channel.
years of blog. Yeah.
Yeah. That's not curation. That's annihilation. There is a big difference
Yeah.
between that.
It's seppuku. It was, it was, it was, I'm a romantic, dude. And I would rather delete it than to have it used against me. And my blog reeked of the 90s shock jock, not too much of like, what's the word I'm looking for? Not the shot jock, but that sense of humor, the ribald sense of humor that just like doesn't, that people struggle with today. I think people who never like that sense of humor are having their comeuppance.
Yeah, but like if it's something that's where your humor and everything came from, is it not an important message to let people know? Okay, if that's how you are, there is an ability to change and reevaluate. It gives a direct juxtaposition on who you are now. If you're saying you don't normally feel like that with that, or as you said, that you got rid of it not because you felt that it was bad, but it was because the potential that it could be used against you, not that it was.
Because people are it was don't let the bastard get the satisfaction. I mean,
But I feel like you sacrifice. You sacrificed you sacrificed the lamb to an invisible enemy.
I could say just you don't need to be a weatherman to know which way the wind blows. Bob Dylan. I have the feeling. Okay. Also, I'm single. I've been single for a while. Okay. One thing that women will do to men every time, single women will Google a man. They will try to find, and they'll They'll even want a credit report too sometimes. This is being single in the 21st century and being a grown-up. A woman will Google you every time.
It's only $12 a
I
month on
don't I
beingverified.com. Everyone knows that.
So I've been judged because of my online voice. And I can, and I will continue to be so, but it's hard to be single anyway. But to have this, complete disadvantage, and you have to accept it. Like, men don't really Google women, I guess. I don't know, do they? Maybe younger men do. But it's I don't. Women. My mom was talking about it. I was talking with my mom, and she was like, "Yeah, I have a single friend, and she's like in her late 40s, and she Googled this guy, and that she was really into, and then ghosted him." And I was like, "Yeah, ma, that's like sounds very familiar.
Well, okay,
that's the world, the shape of
but
our culture."
if that's the kind of person they're gonna Google and find out stuff about you and then make decisions based on that,
Mm-hmm.
maybe that's probably for the best that you're not with that kind of person. You know what I mean?
Or I can
Maybe
just try to sell myself the best I can. I mean, like I said, it was also, it's in a Buddhist way. I'm a very spiritual person. Attachment. It's like, how attached am I to these impermanent things? Misery comes from attachment. Like, notice
But you also
I
the
can't quit you,
idea
Eric.
the idea of just getting rid of it doesn't mean that you're not attached to it anymore. It's still there. You're just turning an eye. You're turning away from it. It doesn't mean that it's not there. You're not detached. You're just not looking at it.
Yeah, but I know me, and I know what I've written, and I know that I've overshared, and I know that it's safer for me personally. It's safer to have just gotten rid of it, and especially with chicks Googling. I mean, that's you. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be judged.
So you went from like Howard Stern to Howie Mandel.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Give me.
I mean, not just in the hair department. I mean, like in the
and the being touched thing too. I mean, Howie can't be hugged.
But that's my choice.
I'm writing on the. I was just Shieldwall was asking, Jinja, how long does it take you to do a painting like that? I started working on it last night, and I think I've been working about maybe 8 to 10 hours now. I'm not sure. I never really time myself, but and Mrs. Flu says maybe they should Google themselves amid concern themselves with their own footprint.
Yeah, I know it's unfair, and it's not, but that's just the way it works. I mean, chicks. I mean, it's probably the same thing. Like women need all the strong, and brave characters to empower themselves, and it's women. Are women fearful? Yeah, I mean, Western women are very fearful of things. Like they can't even jog it, in the morning without feeling that they're going to get attacked. There's this constant selling of fear, but also there's a reality based in that fear too. They have to, I don't know, and it ain't easy being single, and the older you get, because being Googled by a woman is just part and parcel with the dating scene. You're going to be judged, and
just lean just like, no, I'm a very arrogant chef, and I haven't found the right woman. Like the perfect recipe, I have not found the perfect woman.
Yeah,
maybe you're the right recipe.
Ooh, you need to write that down.
Ooh, hey, baby. I make crepes in the morning.
Eric, I know this might be uncomfortable for you to talk about, but what kind of ladies are you attracted to? I don't know. Like, what's
okay? Well,
what's it, Mrs. Sullivan?
Are you into ladies?
I like girls. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, no, I wasn't too sure. You're wearing a beret, so I wasn't too sure.
Speaking about getting older, my birthday is on Friday.
Hey, happy birthday. You be the big 4-0?
Yeah.
Hot shot.
Really?
But I know I'm not going to get what I want for my birthday.
Lap dance?
No.
Oh, I was going to go with anal, but never mind.
An old fashioned?
No.
What do you want?
A new editorial team for The Amazing Spider-Man.
Ah.
Well,
Who knows? Crazier things have happened.
Yeah, but also I know also I want Games Workshop to finish the Yavin story novel series, but they just
Okay, that's like a birthday, Christmas miracle, and a make a wish
Exactly.
all rolled in one. I don't think it's gonna
It's a
happen.
Christmas miracle.
yeah. The thing is that the Yavin stories were so cool. It was like a JRPG, but they decided to stop
But in English,
yeah, and they decided to stop the Yavin story because they said that they said that it wasn't as popular as any of the other ones.
I don't know if you know this about the Japanese culture, but they like their heroes, especially their male heroes. That doesn't work with them.
Yeah, but the Yavin story was basically was basically the the Eldari who knows about both the craft worlders and the Dakari, and who knows about and she creates a new civilization which actually worships the Eldar god of death, the one true enemy of Slanesh.
Are we talking about
This
Warhammer game?
40k.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
and they actually ended it with
Oh, geez. I thought they were talking about Irish politics.
no.
Well, okay.
Fuck,
Here's the thing: when it comes to Slanesh, you could look at some of the Slovene-looking, politicians in Ireland, and it might be very accurate.
Yeah, I mean the thing about Slanesh, the thing about the series is that it ended in one of the biggest cliffhangers, and you're like, oh, and Games Workshop is like, oh, the books weren't selling as well. We decided to discontinue the series.
Well, I mean, the whole rivalry with Corn wasn't even finished either. So
Yeah,
Whoops. Sorry,
yeah, I
made a
know.
mistake.
Right now,
So,
right now.
so anything other than that you could get for your birthday that's maybe on the feasible list?
Yeah, maybe an Amazing Spider, a retro Amazing Spider-Man T-shirt, or Warhammer, Warhammer Astra Militarum T-shirt.
We used to have. I wish. I hope you get some of these. In the late 70s, there were these toys, Spider-Man toys. Like he had a utility belt. Don't ask why. But also there were these web slinger things that you would
because
fill full of.
that's where he stored all of his web pellets.
Yeah, but it was like an electric squirt gun that you filled full of this viscous, non-toxic water-based solution that would shoot out, web lines. You know what I mean?
We made our own one in high school chemistry, where it was just a non-Newtonian fluid. I'm assuming it's like cornstarch or something, but we put it through a high pressure pump, and we wore it to our wrist, so it came out like spider webs. But then it kind of looked like when it hit the wall, it looked like the money shot at the end of your favorite adult film.
Yeah.
Looked like Ron Jeremy visit your school.
Yeah,
And all of his friends.
He probably would have.
So yeah, I'm probably gonna the one like get either an Amazing Spider-Man shirt or maybe the omnibus of JMS of Amazing Spider-Man JMS, or Todd McFarlane, even the omnibus of Nick Spencer's run.
Sorry, all we could promise you is one more day. So.
Aww.
Oh.
I don't. I told everybody in the stream earlier that I don't blame JMS for one more day, because Marvel basically written themselves into a corner with Civil War because of that. And it wasn't like an editorial. It wasn't like an Sporking's mad that you just showed up.
And now he shows up. Well, you're supposed to be working there, Mr. Grant.
He is.
And it's not like an editorial decision where.
Why is he worried that I showed up now? Did he vote me earlier? I was in the chat.
He was on earlier.
Oh, he was?
Yeah,
Get back on, you dog.
He was looking for you.
Sporking was the thing was that it wasn't like an editorial decision like with Clone Saga, which I still think is my worst.
You just hate Ben Riley. That's all it is.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even like the Beyond. Like I was kind of the Beyond was okay, but I didn't like it. I didn't like it because Ben was coming back to take Peter's life.
But yeah, you know what the worst part about Ben Riley was? We finally got a Marvel and DC crossover, and it wasn't Peter Parker. That was the Spider-Man. It was Ben Riley. That was the thing that still like irks me to this day.
Yeah, and the thing was that
check your damn Sporking.
Yeah, the thing was that when they did the entire the only good thing about that was the Amalgaverse was when they did Spider Boy, and they had Ben Riley crossed with Connor Kent.
Yeah, but even then, that was just basically Robin with spider powers. It wasn't.
Yeah. I'll give you that.
I mean, there wasn't. Let's be fair. There was 3 or 4 good amalgamations. Everything else was shit. Everyone loved Darkhold.
Yeah, because it was Wolverine as Batman.
Wolverine and Batman. Yeah.
I did not like Super Soldier.
Super Soldier was Superman and Captain America was dumb.
I liked Magneto and the Magnet Men.
Yeah, that worked, but it was still just Magneto. That was the problem.
Yeah, but he was with the different characters of the Metal Men, and he was actually working off. It was like it was kind of like a comedy. They each represented a part of his conscience. So
yeah, it was essentially like a Deadpool character.
Yeah. And I did not like X Patrol. What? Oh, I did think that Bruce Wayne Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was an interesting idea.
Yeah, it was one issue though. That's the problem. There was nothing to. That was the problem with those ones. They were never fleshed out. Like, the whole amalgam run was a cool concept, but the idea of 2 warring brothers and some weird hobo in the middle was just wasn't a huge fan.
Yeah, I mean, I did like the amalgam comics. I mean, they came out when I was like in 4th grade, maybe, when the entire thing was going down.
Yeah, it was 92?
92, yeah, I was like...
Yeah, 92, yeah.
Yeah, I was actually in the... Let's see. Yeah, I was actually in the 4th grade. Or, no, the 4th grade. I was living in San Jose, and I was... And my grandpa and my stepdad worked at Rite Aid, and when we were...
Was it 92 or 93? I'm just going to look. '96. Wow.
96. Yeah.
I was way off.
I was living in San Jose at the time, and my stepdad was a manager at a drugstore, and whenever my mom would come and visit him, I would go to the comic books racks because they were right next to the magazines, and I would read the comic books there. I would read the latest Spawn, the latest Superman, and the latest Spider-Man, and that's one of my favorite memories of when I was a kid, because back then my mom was very overprotective. We lived in San Jose. We lived in the rough part there, and the gang activity was really violent. I mean, also my mom was very overprotective. I think that's why I have a tense fear of going outside for a long time. That was a joke.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, I've never seen you outside of your room, so I just assumed that was true.
Yeah. But no, I do go outside, but I can't really drive. I don't have a license, so I'll usually go when I go out. I'll go out to walking distance, and I'll stay. I'll stay. uh, I'm basically like an otaku, but I'll more more healthier because I bathe regularly.
Hey, it's
Yeah,
No need to brag.
and so yeah, that was comic books have always been like comic books, video games. Uh, that's how I became a nerd. That's how I basically became a well-rounded nerd because comic books, video games, anything that could get me distracted from the four walls that kept me in that my mom would keep me around would always made me want to escape somewhere. So yeah, I read a lot of comic books. Yeah, I played a lot of video games. Yeah, I read a lot of fantasy novels. Yeah, I watched a lot of bad movies, but it was better than slowly going insane because your overprotective Jehovah Witness mom wouldn't let you go outside because she was afraid of the gang violence in the area.
Well, I mean, you could always go to Kingdom Hall,
Oh,
every Saturday if you needed to.
fuck Kingdom Hall. I left the Jehovah Witness when I was 14 because I felt trapped.
Dude, I used to be. I was in the same situation. So, well, mine wasn't because it was trapped. Mine was a searching for faith scenario.
Mine was jumping over pews, speaking in tongues.
Pew pew.
Pew.
Dodging all those priests.
That's where I got my ninja skills at.
Oh, that's why you played to Japan. Oh, it makes so much sense.
Exactly.
Ah.
Yeah.
Hey, Philip.
What's up, Phil? I gotta go watch Gundam. Oh yeah, man. Have a good one. Love
Wait.
Shiro still in
Yeah.
bed.
Wait.
over there?
So, Gundam Wing, Gundam Seed, like Brotherhood,
Double O.
the YouTube. It's a Gundam. Like, who are we talking about?
Yeah, you can't just throw out the Gundam word
Oh.
without explanation.
Yeah, don't drop the G word.
I love It's a Gundam. He's just so funny, and
Yeah.
I love It's a Gunpla. His second account.
Yeah.
Wow, that's Gunpla porn, dude.
I remember the whole
How can a guy that smokes so much drugs have such a smooth and delicate hand when it comes to painting? Like, dude, he's phenomenal.
yeah.
He's got a surgeon's touch, dude, and he's a phenomenal. Like, I don't know if you know his
Musician as
music.
well. Yeah, it's
Holy
really good.
shit!
Yeah.
I remember what I remember.
He's not a
his-
looker, but that's he's got to have some human qualities.
I remember his entire video he did when the Endymion builds happened situation happened.
Yeah.
And it was just so funny. He was like, "What the fuck is this guy doing wearing a Star-Lord
No, God, yeah.
jacket?" And he's like, "Look, I don't build computers. I build models. But even I know that the best thing you have to do is put your all into it. People came back saying that these were crappy builds, and now the
Dude,
guy,
and that was so expensive as well. Like,
yeah. And the thing was that I saw like the investigation report on it. They had two warehouses, one in the East Coast, one in the West Coast, and the East Coast shipped out 10 PCs for every one that the West Coast was shipping out. and the thing was that the West Coast one had so many complaints about it, about them being junk. So, yeah, I just
Junk.
I-
You've never heard of the Millennium Falcon?
yeah.
Oh wait. Yeah, that's wait. No, sorry. I was going to say no. I know how to fly that, but I haven't bypassed the compressor yet, so I can't.
Oh, Makini just said he can't make it today. Sorry, man.
Oh,
Oh,
see you, Mac.
he's gotta do the dishes, and,
Yeah.
and walk the dog, and it's good to have chores. I gotta do mine too.
What kind of
Gotta be
chores
a-
you got there, Eric?
Well, laundry, clean up after yourself. But make your bed, clean your room. Jordan
Exactly.
Peterson. Seriously, yeah. I mean,
Clean
don't
the
bitch.
room. I can't do this.
Don't bitch
Sound
about the world if your world's a mess. I mean,
Sound like Red Skull over there for a minute. Jesus.
hail lobster.
Yeah. So is this going to be the new setup, Ninja, or?
Well, it depends on the picture that I'm working on because at oil painting, if it's laid down flat, it's really okay. So I use this Winsor Newton
Oh yeah,
Liquin.
it's a good brand. That's what I use as well.
Liquin, Kent Williams introduced me to this because he taught us oil painting in college. Well, he gave us a little. He did some demos of work that he was working on that time, and he uses Liquin, and yeah, it was so it's got a natural sheen. It's got a sheen to it, and oil paint itself also has a natural sheen to it. So the lighting, if it's flat, it's going to be such a bad glare for the camera. I
Yeah.
can see what I'm doing, but you guys can't.
Right.
So the
No,
best
I
position.
think it's
Yeah,
cool.
go ahead.
You got the Jinja Ninja in the background.
It
You gotta be
works.
well.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
it was like maybe 10 degrees rotated around, I think it would be perfect.
Yeah, it's difficult to get this angle right here because it's
No,
off
no,
of
I
the
mean,
ledge.
I mean, keep the camera where it is. Shift the entire room around. There we go.
Oh, shift the entire. It kind of gets messy back there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
there we go.
but no,
How's
I
that?
think
Is that
I
better?
think no, it's actually worse. But that's
Oh,
all right.
really?
Because I like
Okay.
seeing your poster in the background because I love that poster.
There you go.
Yeah, there we go. Perfect. There we go. That's
Oh,
exactly where I was thinking.
I got my little dartboard up there.
Oh, dude, I can't wait for us to play darts.
oh,
Be
Mac,
Did
awesome.
you play darts?
Dude, yeah,
Oh,
obviously.
I love
Of course.
darts, too, man. I'm
Mac's
addicted.
gonna be live today.
All right, cool, man.
And hey, Mac, I gave some of my theories of what might the Zeb Wells run be leading to. So watch like the rerun. But let's see, what was I talking about before? No, not
The
it.
ghetto.
Che-
Gangs.
Cheese whiz on Ritz crackers
Ah, sounds good. Oh, I'm so hungry right
with
now.
little slices of bologna. Mm.
Mm.
Ever
Yeah,
have a fried bologna sandwich?
Yesterday,
Yeah, dude, of course.
Yes. yesterday I've been on a diet for the last couple weeks, and yesterday I ate an entire plate of nachos. So
Mhm.
because I was watching the Warriors game,
Uh-huh.
and I was full. I mean,
Good.
it took me at least like a couple hours or nearly half the game to finish that plate of nachos.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
And
so you're talking about NFL then?
no,
The major league lacrosse.
no, the NBA.
Oh,
Water polo.
So
Sumo.
wait, how long are the halves in
Go ahead.
NBA?
There's like it usually takes it takes like 2 hours. There's first quarter and second quarter. Each is 15 minutes.
That's what I thought. Okay.
like an hour worth of game time, like clock time, and the whole event around it, plus like 20-minute intermission, and
Yeah, and then
so is the first round of the playoffs back up to 7 games now?
Yeah. Oh no,
Okay.
this one's the first round. It's 5 games.
Okay,
So it's
so
5
first,
games, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
557. So
Mm-hmm.
really?
I stopped watching basketball. Oh, geez, when was it? Like 2 years ago, I guess.
Huh?
oh,
Man, I just hate how they throw up so many 3-pointers. It's boring.
Dude.
It's just like
Five steps in
okay.
the 5 steps in the
Oh
paint,
yeah,
and you move your
traveling
pivot
just
all the time, and it's just like, are you kidding
yeah.
me? You would call a kid. I mean, you're a professional. You're supposed to be a role model. You would. If I was a referee, I would have to call a 12-year-old for taking 4 steps in the paint. I am going to call you.
Yeah.
You know
you know what I hate more than that?
what?
LeBron James.
Yeah,
Aw.
dude, I used to love watching him play too, man. And then it's just like I was like,
Dude.
I would give him free passes on things he would do because I
know,
like to watch
he-
him.
He would take him.
Yeah, and then I was just like, no, I'm done. I'm done. One of my favorite players, Tim Duncan. Loved
Yeah.
watching Tim Duncan, man.
I thought you were going to say Larry Bird because he was a
no,
tall
Larry
white
Bird.
guy.
No,
I like Robert
grew up in
Parrish.
Indiana. Oh, Robert Parrish is great. Yeah.
He had longevity because he was a weed smoker. It's true.
See that? Larry Bird was a trash talker, big time.
So was Michael Jordan.
Yes, he
Legendary
was.
dirt
Yep.
mouth. Wow.
No.
Like, the shit you would talk gets
It
on
was
off the
hard to
game.
deal with. Someone should do a documentary about him.
Then
Yeah,
there's Isaiah Thomas.
Dude,
That's
the best defensive player of all time is someone who's always consistently looked over and no one gives him the credit. Fucking Muggsy Bogues, hands down.
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
Pound
I
for
haven't heard that
pound.
name for a long time.
You know what I mean? Jeez. What was he? 5'4"? 5'5"?
5'2".
5'2".
He ended up being the coach for the Toronto Raptors, was it, or the Charlotte Hornets? One of the two.
He was a
Hornets,
Hornets.
right?
He was for the Raptors, but not when they won.
Yeah.
So,
I always liked Allen Iverson.
Oh, I was
He was
never into Allen Iverson.
It was just
I don't
because
know
he
why.
always seemed like snake bitten. He was always on the wrong team, or maybe he was on the right team and they couldn't build a team around him, but he definitely fit the city. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you
Sometimes
there.
you got
Yeah.
certain players that just fit your city. Like I got Brad Marchand, number 63 on the Boston Bruins for the past dozen years, and he's a real tenacious player that with a notoriety for being tough, and he's a Bruin. That is a Boston Bruin.
I mean, he's tough, but he's no Horace Grant.
We're crossing sports here. Horace Grant. He had the goggles. He wore the goggles.
He wore the goggles. He blinded himself on purpose and still was able to score more than anyone else on the team.
Who's using the force?
There was also,
Force is female. The Force is female. What are you talking about?
there was also that really tall fellow. What's his name?
Cartwright?
Shequele O'Neilly,
Cartwright?
whatever his name was. He was
Shaquille
cool.
O'Neal. Yeah.
No,
yeah.
I think it's pronounced Shequele.
Shaquille. Yes.
Shaquille.
And we had him in his last year. He was a Celtic.
Oh, you're terrible. That's just terrible.
Oh, Chuck.
God, I love Charles Barkley, man.
Yeah.
Dude, he came down to Sydney one time, and I saw him. I'm like, oh my god, he's so tall. And then I just saw everyone else on the team. I'm like, you're the short guy?
Yeah. I know. Insane. That's it. I never saw an NBA game live. I've seen baseball, hockey, gone to soccer games, football.
Funny thing, I had a tweet taken down by Dan Slott.
Were you blocked yet?
I've been blocked.
No, good for you. That's a sign that
him.
That's a sign of a healthy social media presence.
I just mentioned him. I just mentioned how he has nothing, not a creative bone in his body that him and Zeb Wells have even copied comic book covers because
Then why did he block you? That makes zero sense. Nothing but compliments.
Like I put this up as a side by side comparison. Let's see. Yeah. Put this one up. Like this cover of Amazing Spider-Man #2. And then I put this one up. next to it.
Which one? I can't see any.
Hang on.
He's got it's coming right now.
Superman 112. You
Yeah.
see?
Well, that's the Down syndrome issue.
That was when
Very special episode.
no, that was
Well, no.
when that was the issue where Lois's friend Lois was in Clark and Lois were in a love triangle with some other like hotshot reporter when Clark was doing an expose on Intergang, and the other guy became very close with Lois, and he ended up getting killed because Clark was too busy saving her, and she decided to call off the engagement because she was afraid that he would put her before anything else.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I was like that when I saw issue 2. I was like, dude, that is the same exact crap, or the same exact issues, the same exact
Composition, layout.
No, it was the same exact it was the same exact cover.
I just I dropped an image into the private chat.
Okay, let me check it out.
It's a couple of we were just talking about Kurt Wagner as the uncanny Spider-Man and his pose.
Wagner.
Kurt Wagner.
Wagner, yes.
I'm also known as Nightcrawler. Yeah. And but I like Spider-Man alternate, and I loved the second Scarlet Spider outfit, and I was always actually I love the Iron Spider outfit too. But there you go. There we have more poses, to compare to, because Spider-Man's legs are always like in motion.
And crazy, yeah.
He's a gymnast, so kind of thing. He's always. He's always showing his goods off. Let's put it that way.
That's what I'm saying. No, I think you're getting it wrong. He's Catholic, so obviously he's used to being around the priest, so he's always got to have the legs spread. So that's what all the issues are.
Does everything need to lead to sex jokes with you, Grant?
It always does.
Yes.
Because my dad is really immature, and I can't watch an MMA events with him.
Uh-huh.
He always puts in so many gay jokes.
So this is the thing you've got to understand. I'll do it with everything, but MMA is the most purest form of sport. I will never make it. I will never make it an immature joke at that. I actually get offended when people do. Like, there's nothing gay about two men with their shirts off wrestling each other in their undies, and I get that almost sounds like a gay joke, but it's not. I would watch that all fucking day.
MMA is great.
Yeah, I mean, with one of the things about Spider-Man, I hope that Zeb Wells does, with my theories. Stuff,
Thanks for sharing these, Eric.
No problem. I was just thinking because we were talking about pose and art. And
Just the one earlier, but see those poses right there. I go immediately to their. Well, one of them, the one on the left, I go to his eyes. The one on the right, I go to his.
Kind of looks like that Jinja Ninja poster in the background, if you ask me.
Ooh,
oh wow, look at that! Hey.
Man in motion. Look, there you go.
Hey.
But you know what? Jinja Ninja's covering his nuts like a real man.
I am. I'm being very proper,
protective.
You got to protect the goods, the baby makers. What am I doing here?
Are the baby makers?
Well, at least one of them.
Yeah. So small.
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
you into steroids. That's why you're so tall. Oh, that's why they call you Godzilla.
I got you.
Ooh, speaking of Godzilla, you guys ever listen to Gojira?
No.
I don't know how I haven't been aware of these people's existence, this band's existence. I don't know how I've never listened to him before, but I'm hooked. They're crazy. It's a nice metal. I'm hungry. All those talking of nachos earlier has got my
Nachos.
I haven't stopped thinking of nachos since Bandito brought those up earlier.
Mm-hmm. Me too. I can get nachos at the pub with like chili, and and it's great because it's low in carbs because it's all corn chips and it's all
Well,
protein.
I mean, there's nothing better than meat with cheese, tortilla, and vegetables fried up. I
Yeah.
mean, whether it's a burrito, a nacho, I mean, they're all the same thing. They just say a Mexican word and you'll get a Mexican dish. It's great.
Hmm.
Basically the same thing, depending on your spice level.
I don't know about that one.
I'm pretty sure it's true. I met a guy from Texas. He said Tex-Mex is actual real Mexican.
Mhm.
So, I mean, he would know. Yeah.
I think you just committed about 20 or 30 culinary crimes.
Love Tex-Mex food, man. I
Yeah,
love
well,
fajitas.
like they say, Ohio is the best place on the planet to get chicken wings. Everyone knows that. And if you want to get an authentic, genuine, best, pizza in the world, you go to Washington. Everyone knows these things.
Well, if you want to get good chicken wings, you got to go to Hooters. That's right.
This is
Am I
true.
wrong?
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
I love Hooters wings.
Hooters.
Hooters makes you happy.
I'll be honest.
they
I'm
do.
more into the Hooter breasts than the Hooter wings.
I'm not gonna say no to that. Not at all. We have it here in Japan, in Tokyo, mind you. Oh, I was about to make a joke, but I'm going to stay away from that.
Well, don't be a boob.
Waka waka.
Hey, there we go.
Solid dad joke. Yeah, the one thing that's different about oil painting, I know this is completely off topic,
Yeah.
but it takes a lot more concentration
Mm-hmm.
than acrylics or watercolor or anything. Like you really have to be watercolor. You just kind of like let the paint do what it wants to do. You don't want to try to constrict it too much. Try to have too much control because that's the aspect of the paint that makes what watercolor is what makes watercolor watercolor.
So,
But with oil, sorry, go ahead.
with it being vertical, is there a chance of it running downwards because of how long it takes to dry?
No. Well, with watercolor, yes. With this, not at all. 0% chance, unless I take a bunch of turpentine and I mix it because the turpentine is it's a thinner, basically.
Yeah, I don't believe you. Show me.
No, that was a different one. Even that's the only you could use turpentine, you could use oils, you could use poppy oil, linseed oil. I've also got alkyd drying medium. But the turpentine will make it runny, and you can get if you want to have runny stuff, runny feel to it, you can do that. And in that time, depending on do you want it to drip, then I have it vertical. Do you want it to kind of splatter and make these puddles that have these little rings around it? Then you have to have it laid down flat.
So you don't
for
need
this,
your little hand dryer on this one.
You can't dry. Oil takes a long time to dry.
Okay.
That's why I'm using this guy because this makes it dry. It increases the drying time by 1,000%.
Wait, so it makes
now-
it longer to dry?
No, quicker. Because
Okay,
the
sorry.
one thing, because there's all kinds of rules. I'm kind of a newbie when it comes to a lot of oil painting aspects. You'll find people out there will be able to talk a lot better about it than I can. But basically, you've got the one rule of thumb that people always stick to is a lean over fat. Because oil paints have got oil in them. Go figure. And what happens is if you go purely from the tube and you put a big thick glob of it on there, what's going to happen is that the top of it's going to dry first, right? Because it's exposed to oxides and I don't know.
It oxidizes.
Right,
yeah.
right. So you really got to wait a long time for that to dry completely. But if you start layering on top of that and the bottom part hasn't dried yet, what'll happen is you'll get flaking or cracking of the oil layers that you put on top. So to get rid of that happening, you use these guys, quickens up the oil drying time. That way and I work really in thin layers. I don't work in thick layers, so I don't have to worry about that. But somebody like Van Gogh, he does impasto. And
Oh yeah,
basically
yeah.
that's
He likes it thick. I've heard
yeah,
stories.
just like right out of the
Yeah.
tube, thick on there. So a painting like his to completely dry to the point where you'd be able to put a varnish on it would take up to a year or 2 years. So it would just take forever. And for these, I want these to be finished within like a week.
Okay.
So I'm going to be using this guy here again to make mine dry. And you can feel like even parts that I put on the earlier this morning, if I touch it, it's completely dry. If I put my fingernail in it, you don't see any like after, you don't see any kind of indentation, and that means that that's ready to be. You could varnish that right now if you wanted to. So
Oh yeah, I'll
there's
do it
yeah.
later. Yeah.
Yeah. There's just like a ton of oils are really a lot of people think, "Oh man, oils that's the more really difficult one," but it's the exact opposite. Oils are basically the easiest one. The reason is you could just basically work back into it because it's not going to be drying anytime soon. Whereas something like watercolor is completely unforgiving. Watercolor is, in fact, the most difficult, in my opinion. It's very, very difficult to layer without picking up the bottom layers. You really have to preserve the white of the paper. Otherwise, if you try to go in there afterwards, if you painted somewhere, you're like, oh man, I really want this place to be pure white. It's really difficult.
So
Do you
do you
varnish
coat?
overall paint? Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, actually, I was about to ask something like that. I was gonna say, do you coat it with something afterwards?
Yeah, yeah. I use varnishes. I use I'm actually changing varnish brands now because the one I was using before, it's I don't know if it's the MDF board, but I'm getting kind of a reaction with my oil paintings where I get these little bumps in it, and they're not air bubbles, they're bubbles from I don't know if it's reacting to the oil paint I'm using. I don't know what's going on. So I ordered it's supposed to be arriving actually next week, Winsor Newton varnish.
So what
And
you
so basically that you put on like 2 or 3 layers of that.
just say that it's reacting with the black paint and it's racist and you don't want to use it
Exactly. Exactly, Grant.
And this
That's
is
it.
why I deleted my blogger.
because of black paint.
People get like, it's like, oh, you bigot! Like, I don't got time for this.
He's a bigot because he uses black paint.
No, just the sense of humor, the well-intended usage of our differences to have fun with, are just just the oversensitive. It's a verboten. I don't agree to that.
One of the biggest tragedies is humor being self-censored.
Mm.
The idea of doing something that's so open and honest as humor and a joke, and then self-censoring it afterwards. It's such a weird. I mean, this is coming from my perspective, but it's such a weird. It's such a weird thing. It's like you made yourself an awesome dish, but you're so worried that people are gonna not gonna like it that you take it off the menu.
Mm-hmm.
It was on the menu. People liked it. It was good. And you go, no, I'm removing it. Why are you removing it? Because someone in the future might not like it.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I view like humor and comedy. Like, you know what? People don't like kale anymore. So anything I've got with kale in, I'm taking it away. Anything I've got with eggs, or no, eggs are now problematic. So I can't. No more quiches. Even though quiche
man.
was the thing that was selling out like crazy. Got to remove that.
Can we make a different use not food? Oh, I'm so hungry.
Okay, so you know when you've got
Okay, and then there's
you-
also
you-
we have a local celebrity chef around the Boston parts. His name's Ming Tsai, and he helped over 30 years bring in a sense of Asian fusion cooking and a good style of restaurant. And he does a lot on American public broadcasting shows, the cooking shows. Ming Tsai, really good. Yet 20 years into his career, he's got a family now, and one of his kids has one of that severe peanut allergies. So you've never seen anyone turn around so quickly and just as anti-peanut from that moment on, and that became a source of like activism in his body of his work. There was a sea change in his programming. Like he was anti-peanut because he had a legit concern, it would be lethal to his little one.
You know, no, I can understand that. I thought you were going the whole roofie route thing that's going on.
Goofy route.
Because yeah, he's under a bit of fire for that.
Oh man.
Oh, I
Roofie.
got I forgot that I got his jeans down here. Sorry. What were we
Oh, and I
talking
just
about?
want to say shout out to Brightest Day in the chat.
Oh,
He's
hey,
lurking.
what's up, Brightest Day?
How you
How
doing,
you doing
buddy?
there, man? And Mrs. Flu says, "You guys are so funny."
Uh,
What do you mean by you
That-
guys?
But then she laughs at us. Oh,
What are we,
She's
funny
either-
like ha, like a clown?
I'm here to amuse you. You're worrying me, Henry. You might crack under questioning.
And to answer your question, Mrs. Flu, I varnish all of my oil paintings and my acrylic paintings. Yes, because not only do they make them look pretty and shiny, but they protect them from the elements,
Mhm.
and they protect them. They give them more longevity. Yes, but you got to be careful about how quick. With acrylics is fine. You could basically they dry really quick. But with the oil paints, if you varnish too soon, it could cause problems after time goes by. So you got to make sure that your oils are completely dry before you start. But there are some brands where you can do it where it's not completely dry, but I don't have those here. Yeah. So that's that. Art stuff. The
Art
more you
stuff.
know. The more you know.
It is an art channel. It's an art. It's an art stream.
Hey, to a point. I always consider your guys' stream.
Oh, I was.
I'm just here, listen to you guys while I paint. It's just fun to me. I love it.
Indeed.
How
All right,
long
let's-
have we gone? Oh, 2 hours, 20 minutes. Good.
let's talk about something less controversial. So, women's voting. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
You should never put shoes on them in the first place.
Exactly. And if they
100
do have those
years.
shoes, the ones that keep them very constricted and form into that shape.
103 years in America.
What about the fact
Whoops.
that Bud Light's non-apology?
Haha, that was funny. Well, and did you guys see what's his face? George O'Keefe. Kind of,
Oh,
yeah,
he was looking for
Yeah.
a Bud Light, and he went to the women's room. Apparently,
yeah, yeah. Ah, man, it's just well, it's I don't. It's all just, I don't know. It's just too much of a headache.
Well, it's like
Sit
this is the thing that they're pining for the wrong audience. Kind of like what Disney has been doing.
Oh, wow.
What's up there, Eric?
I didn't know because Grant's bringing up something very recent. Chef Ming Tsai made a controversial statement during a WBUR interview last month, NPR. And after online blowback, celebrity chef Ming Tsai has offered an apology for comments he made, including a joke about spiked drinks and remarks about the Me Too movement during a WBUR event last month, March 15th,
the
2023.
joke about what he said was his food was so good that you wouldn't need to roofie a girl. That's what he was saying.
Yeah.
And he said if all else fails, you can always spike a drink. That's what he said.
That's just oversensitive. No, I don't know. Fuck it.
And also, there's a picture of him that's constantly going around of him doing the white power movement. The OK symbol.
Oh, that is just so stupid. I mean, Neon brought this up a couple of years ago that they were having at a tabletop convention a game about fishing.
Oh God,
were kicked out because they said that the frog was doing the white power movement. A frog on the cover was doing the white power movement.
Whoever made that decision needs to be kicked out. They need to be ridiculed. Number one, need to be ridiculed in public. And then let's just solve it all by that. People who make stupid decisions like that, people who people don't have any balls anymore. Sorry. Just people don't have balls.
Oh, cancel Ninja.
No, seriously, you just got to gatekeep these people, man. Somebody says something stupid like that. If
Yeah.
we're sitting around a barbecue and somebody's like, "Oh yeah, I won't let my kid play that game because the frog makes a symbol," we'd all just look at him and tell him he's the biggest dipshit in the world, and like you
Yeah,
fucking
but
get
You
him
like,
out of here.
no, I'd be like,
Hey,
oh, hey, Kenza.
What's up, dude?
Kenzo's back.
Welcome
hey
Yes.
back.
boys.
I'm not gonna lie, I freaked out for a second. I thought Moz's penis was on screen.
Unfortunately, it's just my ugly mug.
Is
How's it
Moz,
going?
Is Moz
Doing all
really
right,
that
man.
out of a shot?
Moz is a legend in certain fields.
I know I should be looking up. Oh, so go ahead there, kids.
Yeah, he has a very good on-screen presence, in my opinion.
Yeah.
He's always himself, man. You get the authentic Mozart every time you tune into him. That's what I will say. Yeah, he's a very, very funny, memeable young man. I get some horrific memes of him on a daily basis sent to my inbox by Skamatar from the Legion of Memers, man. Oh my god.
Yeah, and I get them daily from Parrot Head. Oh,
Are you
he
not on the
finds it-
Skirmitar list then, Grant? I get some serious
no, I
nightmare
am. No, Skirmitar knows better. He asked me for a photo of me pulling a face, and he said he'll only use it for one video, and it's now in fucking everything. So
Well, it's not in my cartoon yet.
it will be. I know it will be.
We've got to use all of the running gags and lore from the full Aussie. There is plenty of them.
Here we go, guys. Celebrity chef Ming
Oh,
Tsai. Was this Sully? Sully hooked us up
Yes.
with this one. I made some comments. Oh, does somebody want to read through this?
Ming Tsai
Oh,
made a controversial statement last month apologizing for his roofie comment. And okay, it was a WBUR is 90.9 FM Boston radio. It's an NPR news station, and so NPR National Public Radio, and we heard about the notoriety just this week with Elon Musk branding them as a state sponsored or was it state affiliated?
Are you on about
News.
same as with the BBC, right? He said
Yeah.
they are government funded.
Right. And there is some government funding behind NPR. I used to be a huge NPR junkie, a news junkie, and they are just way too left they are like far left, but they are definitely receiving some federal funding, but mostly it's state and local funding. There are it is state affiliated because 10% of their operating costs do come from mostly state and local sources to the radio stations themselves. And
We have what's called a TV license over here.
Mhm.
So technically the BBC is not technically funded by the government, but it's funded by the people who take money. You know, the government are forcing you to give them money. So it's like you can opt out of it. You can opt out, but then obviously it means you're not allowed to tune into any BBC programming.
But just the lack of awareness being like what specific platform you are on that day. You are in far left territory and you made a roofie joke. I mean, that's seriously, he is guilty of not reading that room right. I mean, that's a faux pas. That is an unforced error. You are an NPR of all bloody places, and you made a roofie joke. I mean, you're not on Stern. You are on the anti-Stern.
Let's be clear. It might have been a weird foot and mouth sort of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I made that. Like, I got into an argument with a guy when we were playing poker, and I said, "Don't worry, dude, just stay there. I'll be the better man and walk away." I didn't know he was in a wheelchair, so it made it look way worse when I said it.
Yes.
It didn't help when he swore at me, and I said, "Shut up, you fucking cripple," and then walked off. So that made it worse.
Rub some dirt in it, like Coach would say. Rub some dirt in it, walk it off.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah, no. This guy was a legitimate arsehole. I was like, I don't know how you lost your ability, Felix, but I hope it was fucking painful.
And
So I said to him,
Mrs.
I was
Fu
about
says,
to say
sadly, a joke can't be a joke anymore. But it's, I believe that, but also to an extent, I'll agree more to read your room. I mean, that's, you were asking for it with
well, no,
the
okay,
people
no,
that listen to NPR, the people that produce NPR, and NPR's intentions. They are
No, but
far
why are
left
they
radio.
why are they left wing? That's what I mean. That the BBC
comes
is
from-
that way as well. But they're supposed to be impartial. A news service is supposed to report information, not give you
Right.
their take on the information that they've been given. They're supposed to just report information. It's
I,
supposed to be
I
impartial.
also think the thing that's been missed here is that he's not crying victim. He just
No.
said he just said I made a mistake. But the
Right.
fact of the matter is I disagreed with what your stance is, Eric, about reading the room. Make your joke. Do what you need. Do what you need to do. I think the idea of the
I wouldn't have
apology
been
was the
a joke
problem.
around my mother either.
Yeah.
Just I know how to read a room. I got a dirty mind. I know how to lay down a joke.
Did you see
set it
the
up,
Elon Musk
pay it off.
interview? Did you see
Yeah,
the Elon Musk
wonderful.
interview?
Oh
with
yes, watched it on loop.
Mhm.
I mean,
Beautiful.
what Elon Musk did to that guy has basically ruined his career. It's way worse than this guy did as a joke. But we're all praising Elon Musk for it. Like, I mean, there's the fact of the matter is
Well,
he
not a
made
lot
a
of
bad
people
joke.
knew what BBC meant.
Yeah.
Big black.
Coalition. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Corporation.
No, but I'm saying, like, with what he did, he made a poorly timed, and that's the fact that no one laughs. No one found it. That's the punishment for a joke. I think his mistake was the apology, not the fact that he didn't read the room.
Own it.
Well, that's the whole thing of struggle sessions and having to publicly recant. And this is I think that's the tastiest part of this dish for them is the capitulation and their comeuppance.
Yeah.
And this the leveraging to make. I was recently interviewed locally here in Boston about my career as a chef. I made some comments I regret, including those about the Me Too movement. It was not my intention to be insensitive or dismissive of the experience of those who have been affected by sexual misconduct. I will say, too, that being part of the restaurant industry the past 30 years of my professional life, it is rife with sexual misconducts. The hook, you have a young staff who like to party together. There are romances. I've met like the majority of my girlfriends at work because we drink and hang out, and things become intense. So there is a legacy,
You
a
play
shameful
hide the
legacy of
carrot.
this.
Where's the parsnip? I get it. Things happen.
Yeah, no. Yeah, so it's once again, I am truly sorry for my words, and I will strive to do better in the future. You're a 60-year-old man, and you have to say this shit in public.
That's
Like,
what I'm
you'll
saying,
do better. Aren't you a grown person? Aren't you fully realized?
I'll do better in the next 60 years of my life.
Yeah.
I'll learn how to not make crass comments in front of mixed company. That's what I learned. I just think that you are an NPR of all places. You have to realize that Fox is Fox for a reason. CNN is CNN for a reason. NPR, National Public Radio, was born out of left liberalism in a good way because it was in the late 1960s, and it was about, and this created public television. This is what gave us Sesame Street and PBS. And for someone like me too, on Sundays, we had BBC programming. We had Masterpiece Theater. We had Cadfile. We had Lovejoy. We had, I Claudius. We had all this wonderful British programming. Doctor Who, twice on Sundays, on 12 to 2. It's
I think Antiques Roadshow was on a Sunday as well.
yeah, and so Two Fat Ladies,
Silly.
stuff like that. Just like wonderful British programming. I would never have been exposed to if it wasn't for PBS, which is the television version of National Public Radio. It's that same flavor though. It's been a liberal expression. And
I think they have the BBC Worldwide now, don't they?
But in all fairness, they had the first season of the Great British Bake Off, and that show's turned to shit now. So
It has, certainly has.
But yeah, I mean, and honestly, Ming, as speaking as a professional chef, I'm a when it comes to technique and knowledge and learning, I'm a grandson to Ming Tsai. One of my most important chefs was his executive chef for years. This guy trained at Johnson and Wales, and it just so I learned how to cook from Tom, and Tom was Ming's executive chef for like 6 years at his flagship restaurant. I learned how to cook rice.
why hasn't Gordon Ramsay been cancelled?
He's pretty stand up. Actually, he's got a wife. He's got kids. He's actually, he was supposed to have been a professional footballer, but he wrecked his knee.
Yes, he's going to play for Rangers, right?
Yeah, but what I'm saying, like
because that's what he's known for.
He's an alpha male. He's got an abrasive personality.
He's
Sure.
known for a no bullshit attitude and for swearing a lot.
Okay, why
He's
isn't
pretty straight
Wolfgang?
up.
Why hasn't Wolfgang Puck been cancelled? You know what he thinks of women in the kitchen. Why hasn't he ever been cancelled? Like,
I think he's probably been memory hold too. He's relevant to us,
well, dude, he's 5 years older than Ming. So like,
how old's Wolfgang Puck? He's got to be 80.
Yeah, it could be.
His heyday was the 80s.
He loved them micro carrots. My God, did he love micro vegetables?
He's 73 years old.
Okay, well, there you
Wolfgang
go. So he's 7 years older. All right, so, but what that's what I'm saying. Like, you know why he wasn't cancelled? Because he never fucking apologized.
Yeah,
He was never under this. Yeah.
Do you know what? I got a response. Speaking of apologizing, I got I don't know if you guys, what's his face, the Australian actor that apologized here recently. What's his face? Oh my gosh, played
Huge
in
black man.
Hugh Grant.
No.
Hugh Jackman.
No,
Sorry.
he was in
Jack Human.
No, he was in L.A. Confidential.
Oh,
Russell
Guy Pearce.
Guy
Yeah.
Pearce.
So I
Guy Pearce.
responded to him and I told him, like, dude, never, like, just the first thing you do is don't apologize, because no matter how much you apologize, it'll be. And he gave me a like. He liked the tweet. And I was like, oh, well, there we go.
You know who speaks for me spiritually is Ricky Gervais. You know,
Yes.
you found it offensive. I found it funny. That's why I'm happier than you. I fucking love that. He's right. Like the edits of Afterlife of him saying the C word over and over again to different people.
And, I mean, Afterlife is a very unique series for Ricky Gervais because it was the first series he's ever done that had a third season. Because he's a 2-season guy.
Yeah.
You know?
I extras.
Dude, extras was so good. Like the way he shat on Ben Stiller in that pilot episode.
That was so good. Or how Kate Winslet was the nun.
Yeah.
Eric, you ever seen Extras or Kenzo?
Yeah, I've seen, of course. Yeah, man.
Oh my gosh.
What was Warwick Davis on that show once?
Kenzo's British. Just assume it's a yes.
Okay,
hey, Kenzo,
okay.
have you seen Black
Yes.
Books?
Yes. The IT crowd. Yes.
Have you seen IT Crowd? Have you seen Mrs. Brown's Boys?
Yeah, of course. Man.
Have you heard of this series called Faulty Towers?
Well, I don't know. I'm not sure about that one.
What about Hello, Hello?
That was
No,
John
I've never-
Cleese's follow-up to
Yeah,
Monty
of course,
Python.
man. I'm joking.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Manuel is hilarious. Well,
What
they're
are you
all
doing with your
hilarious in
hands?
40
Oh, sorry.
Towers, man.
I'm gonna Mrs. Flu has asked me, tell me what are you doing with the hands? And we're gonna assume it's the hands that are on here.
Yes.
I'm trying to give them reflective lighting. I'll get closer to it. The hands are very difficult, so I'm trying to give it reflective lighting. So it looks really like all messy and stuff from here, but whenever you zoom out, it's a lot
Yeah,
more.
so that's what oils are like, though.
Yeah. So just, but the problem is like it's not completely dry. So tomorrow I'll be able to, once it's set down and dried a bit, I'll be able to go over it again with another layer. And to be honest, like it's difficult painting like so close up for a long time. I want to be able to step back and look at it, but I can't do that during a live stream. So I'm going to be working at this for a long time, and then I'll after the stream's over, I'll set it down look at it far away, and I'll be like, "Oh, none of that's working. That's great."
No, sure you can. You can step away from your work. The first time I ever got my hair cut in America, that's what they did. The barber cut my hair, walked to the other side of the room, crouched on his knees, and looked and went, "That's not straight," and then went back and cut my hair. So, like, I mean, you can do that.
What are we talking about?
Got my hair cut in Brooklyn. I don't know. I thought it was normal.
What were we talking about? Oh yeah, go ahead.
I just recently found a movie. Like, I had just finished reading the Amazing Spider-Man number 20. No, number 26, and I'm like, yeah, this is really getting hard for me to keep reading this. And I was building models, and I remembered, like, there was this one skater movie that I remembered watching, and it had Christian Slater in it. It was called Gleaming the Cube.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I did not know Tony Hawk was in there.
Mm-hmm.
He was the guy on the skateboard.
No, he was the guy driving around in the Pizza Hut truck.
Oh, a skateboard truck. The same. He got wheels.
Same
Yeah,
thing.
just skateboard with 2 more wheels on it.
Well, you call it a
And an
ute,
engine.
don't you, Grant?
Yeah, we call it a ute. Yeah.
Yeah, the thing. I remember that. I remember it. I had been looking for that movie for so freaking long, because I remember I remember watching it when I was a kid, but I didn't remember the freaking name of it. I mean, the first time
Well, it has a second title too for like it's straight to video in television. It was called A Brother's Vengeance, starring Christian Slater.
Oh, I know that one. Okay, so
That's the same movie.
Okay.
Gleaming the Cube was its 1980, I believe 87. That's its initial release. It's some kind of skateboarding term, and it didn't age very well. And so, A Brother's Vengeance was a bit more marketable.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the same thing with the Dwayne the Rock Johnson and Stifler. That movie.
The Rundown.
No, over here it's called Welcome to the Jungle.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Which we made the joke. Which we made the joke when
That was a fun movie.
when Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle come out. There was all these fake posters going around Jumanji the Rundown, because it was a name that was changed a fair bit. But no, that's happened a fair bit. Like, there's a lot of films that are released at Cannes that, if it's released at Cannes, we have to use the original title before it's got a major distribution for whatever reason when it comes to the laws. The latest John Boyega one, where he plays the guy who was the war veteran who holds the bank hostage. By the way, if you haven't seen it, it's a great film. It was called 876 or something like that, because that was the money. That was the money he was trying to get. But everywhere else in the world, it was called something else.
Oh man, Japan, they change all the titles.
Oh, dude, the French titles are the best titles.
Edge of Tomorrow was Live, Die, Repeat in Europe.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that was the problem, is because that was the biggest letters on the poster. Was Live, Die, Repeat. But Eurotrip. You know what Eurotrip was called in France? Sexy Camp.
Ooh.
Hey, I'd go watch that.
Scotty doesn't know. Scotty doesn't know.
It's
That
called Sexy. A lot of the American early 2000s like sexual rom-com style sort of things. American Pie.
Yeah.
Was called Teen Sex 1, Teen Sex 2, Teen Sex 3. They just used the word sex. Yeah.
Sex sells.
Especially in France. I mean, they wake up and they eat chocolate bread for breakfast, and then they root the nearest lamppost.
You ever see the movie Killing Zoe? It's a 1994 bank heist movie with Eric Stoltz and Julie Delpy, and his friend comes over.
He was later replaced with Michael J. Fox.
You are in France. It is good to smell like you just had sex. Come on, men, get up.
It's the reason John Renault is always smiling, because he's French.
Speaking of movies, what's the one with Nick Cage where he's plays the vampire?
Renfield.
Renfield.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody
That's-
seen it yet?
That's what,
No.
no. I
The
remember
closest
that.
I've seen
Whoa.
was Skirmitar's edit that he did with the full Aussie.
Tom
I've
from
seen that.
Midnight's Edge was really gushing about it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But dude, anything to do with him, he's obsessed with him, like that unbelievable weight of massive talent or whatever it was called.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that
No,
was
I've
that
already
was
seen that. I haven't seen it.
And of course, there's a competing Dracula movie done by a different movie house, and that's called The Last Voyage of the Demeter, which is about the crossing of the one by one, all the hands of the Demeter, and then at the end of it, they find the Demeter washed up on the beach with one person, a corpse, lashed to its steering wheel with a rosary in its hand or something. I love the Dracula stories, man. Shit.
Oh, and then there's the Jada Pinkett Smith documentary of Dracula, and he's black.
That's called Cleopatra.
Yeah.
Aw.
No, it's Cleo Blackula.
I bet she just hang on. Sorry, that's one of my.
Adjust your nuts.
Oh, he's gone.
Yeah, sometimes they fall asleep.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, one of my model. I dropped one of my model pieces, and I had to reach under my bed to get it.
Man, that's the thing with the plastic crack. Like sometimes a piece will just ping, and sometimes it will ping off into the nether regions, and you'll never ever see it again.
Yeah. Speaking of my nether regions, I got to stand up and wake up my boys.
So that's. I think.
Don't pull a Gavin on me. Don't pull a Gavin on me.
No, thank you.
I think that she did the entire Jada Pinkett Smith did the entire Cleopatra thing because this is just a conspiracy. This is just a theory. She heard that what's her name, Wonder Woman director
Patty Jenkins.
Patty Jenkins was going to do a biopic of Cleopatra, and she wanted Gal Gadot to be Wonder Woman.
Oh, that got canceled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no,
He looks more like Cleopatra actually probably did.
And they were that actually made Jada Pinkett wanted to make a bio series of Cleopatra, but with her as black. And,
Yeah. And John
wanted-
Cena is her manservant.
I think she's just wanting to get people pissed off at her again, so she can get her hubby to
Anti-marketing.
go out and go slap somebody.
Oh, you leave her alone. She's got alopecia.
Okay.
And tons of money too.
can you guys believe the same people who were defending the race swap with Ariel are now going after the girl?
Of course.
Yes, I can believe it.
Of course.
It's very believable.
What's wrong about that, huh?
She's
too light, dude. What?
Too light.
Wait, going after which girl?
I don't even know. We're going after one of them.
The girl that's playing Nani in the Lilo and Stitch adaptation.
But it's not Lilo?
Coming up soon. Yeah.
It's Stitch been race swapped too?
No.
They're gonna make it purple.
Species swapped, Eric. Species. He's not even alien anymore. I mean, illegal alien, but not alien.
But the thing is that
I'm an alien.
This girl is
Is it this might be a weird thing? Is it a Polynesian girl that happens to be light skinned? Because you didn't say that she was white.
Yes, that's what it is.
That's
exactly what it is.
It's a singing role, right?
She is native Hawaiian, right? She is a native Hawaiian.
Okay. So she's American, i.e., she's white.
Okay, but now they're saying that she's not native Hawaiian.
No, she's actually Hawaiian. She has a Polynesian family, but they're saying she's too white skinned to be Hawaiian.
Yeah, it's just
which is weird because they love The Rock.
Something to
they say he's Polynesian.
Yeah, but that's Moana, right? He's doing the adaptation of Moana.
Wait.
Right.
So actually, is he playing the same character?
Maui, yeah.
So they finally do a voice actor that plays the real one, and it's that one.
Yeah.
Yes.
But that film only come out in like 2017.
Yeah,
It took 5 years.
Do,
It's
Give it
five
at
do they
years
least-
to
not?
get
Do they not realize how much lighter skin he is than he's more lighter skin than.
Yeah, well, the thing is, though, he's hard. His dad's Rocky Johnson.
black.
His
Yeah.
dad's black.
Well, he was. He's not anymore. But
Well,
yeah.
It's his grandfather. Was it High Chief Peter Maivia? They're the Samoan side.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
was also
but dude, they were from American Samoa,
Yeah,
which is on
yeah.
the other side. It's not nothing to do with Hawaii.
yeah. Was
Like it's like saying, okay, well, you're African. Let's get that Jamaican dude over there do it, who literally lives on the other side of the planet. Well, you're both black. Makes sense.
Yeah, making me confused.
yeah, get used to
Hey,
it.
it's a
because-
It's a callback to our earlier conversation in the stream. We were all making Jamaica jokes. Started
Yeah.
like go full circle. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll be having
man.
my Jamaican curry soon.
Oh man, food. So
Yeah,
hungry.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Oh, wow.
I'm like
Sister's
really
gonna
tempted
come
to
by
go.
with
This-
donut.
To
donut.
make
know
me
what?
hungry.
This day in
I'm
history.
just gonna
Look up
make food and not eat it just to spite Jinja.
This day in history, the Rolling Stones released their debut hit album, April 16th, 1964.
Oh, also, you know what's cool about April 16th?
The Ginger Ninja
Um,
Cream on YouTube.
Thank
No.
you, Kenzo. You are correct. You get a
One,
raise.
one year ago to this day, I got married.
Nice.
Oh,
Congratulations.
it's your anniversary.
And
Congratulations.
9 years ago, the same day, I started dating my wife.
It's
There
a
you
entire.
go.
Nice.
It's an entire.
Awesome, man.
Congratulations, mate.
So I have no excuse if I forget both anniversaries. So it's good.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a week.
Well, technically, it was an hour ago yesterday, but yeah.
It's a week of celebrations.
Yeah.
It's your anniversary month. You get to celebrate the whole month, right?
Probably. Well, next year will be the big.
You're not a
one. It'll be 10
newlywed
years
anymore.
together. No, I'm an oldly wed.
Yeah, I was going to say that. You took it right up. Oh.
The honeymoon is over. Uh-oh.
I think we haven't even had one. It was fucking COVID time, so we couldn't go anywhere.
Come to Japan, man.
Like, I streamed my wedding to get guests there. Like Mrs. Fluke watched my wedding because because we couldn't get people there.
That's true, Mrs. Flu.
There we go. This is coming along quite well.
Yay.
Thank you,
I
Mrs.
think
Fluke.
I think it's pretty much. I'm almost finished with it, to be honest.
Where's his moustache?
You
Oh,
took it off
wait.
because that's part of
This
his,
this is a James Gunn Superman. I see how it is.
Yeah. I was actually thinking about putting glasses on him, but I decided not to.
You'd already taken them off.
Exactly. He's about ready to fly up in the air.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the bat nipples?
One's right here and one's right here. But he's
They
so.
shouldn't be there. He's Superman, not Batman.
Well, another thing is he's got super nipples.
That's true.
Yes.
Oh, I kind of want those.
They're the pointy kind. Ooh, that's a cool little shadow I just made on accident.
Okay. Redo the whole thing now.
I can't press Control Z now, can I?
Just select it.
Oh my
copy it,
God.
drag and drop.
There are so many times in a painting I'll be working. I'm like, fuck. Control Z, can't do it. It happened with my Daredevil painting the other day. I was I messed up on the face.
Well, on the plus side, Daredevil never saw it.
Ah.
Oh boy.
Dude.
Put myself on that one. Can you guys hear the birds whistling?
Yeah.
It's
Nice.
cute.
I saw your cat there earlier too.
That's why the birds are going ape shit.
They're like, feed me, Seymour, feed me. So hey, when's Joker 2 supposed to be coming out with
Next
what's
year,
that
I
supposed to be-
think.
Do you think it's going to be a hit
No.
or a miss?
I think they
They
should.
can't honestly. Go ahead.
I think they should have just ended it at 1.
October
did.
4th, 2024.
Oh, so it's coming out on my birthday over here then,
Nice.
Oh shit.
which is October 5th.
Hey Grant, do you guys usually get
Oh,
the?
dude, that's my 40th birthday.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Nice.
My
I'm
40th
about to
birthday.
turn 40 on Friday.
Woohoo!
Yep. Happy birthday.
Grant, do movies usually come out like the same day they are in Australia as they do in like the States or wherever they are?
No, we
like,
get them earlier.
you get them earlier?
Yeah. Like we got Avengers like a week before you guys did. All my friends were pissed off that I was talking about it. Oh,
Dude,
give me a second. I got a little one up.
We still haven't got John Wick 4 here. We won't get that till September, and we haven't got Super Mario yet.
Wait a minute, guys.
It's a crime, I tell thee.
Mm.
Ooh, you could also use your fingers. You're not supposed to because it's oil paints are actually toxic, so you're not supposed to be doing this. But I do it. Rub it with your finger.
Living dangerously.
Yeah, because it's so much better of a blender than like your brush sometimes. I'm really happy with this area. Probably happy with this. Actually, I'm happier. I don't know. I'm pretty much liking the whole thing. I don't know. I'll wake up tomorrow. I'm like,
You've regained a yerb army and a Jaffo.
hey, what's up there? How you doing, Real Bobby? Oh, respect for Tolkien, indeed. What's up, Jaffo? Well, I'm coming to the U.S. Well, still waiting for notice from Boston. They haven't. I told them I would like at least 3 months notice ahead of time, and still haven't heard from them. Mind you, we're not 3 months away. We're 3.5 months away from
Dallas.
Boston Fan Expo. Well, Dallas
Yeah.
is in June, but I didn't get into that. Yeah, boo-hoo.
Bastards.
Yeah, I know. But sorry, I don't mean to yawn. Yeah, but I figured, I don't have the portfolio I think that I need to get into the bigger expos yet. So that's what I'm trying to do here. Make a bigger portfolio, get the name out there, and then, get to the point where, hey, maybe they'll go out of the way to ask me to be a part of it instead of for me asking them, maybe that'll come down somewhere down the road. Grant had to head out, guys.
And
The little kitties are calling.
Bye, Grant.
see you later, alligator.
You know what, crocodile. Kenzo, what are you working on there? What are you working on?
Just drawing some assets for my animation. I've got, like I said, it's the scene with Grant Gregory and No Green Rocks, and it's mainly visual comedy. I don't want to give too much away.
I hear you.
Yeah, so I'm just I've drawn like the background of the kitchen and the foreground and stuff, and I'm just drawing like arms, really, like arms and a hand drill and a bucket is what I've been drawing. Nothing really interesting.
Hey, you know what? The fun part though is taking those little mundane things and making them like
Yeah. When it
You know
all
what I mean?
comes together, man.
Yeah.
I spent far too long on the driving scene, but it was like a lot more challenging than anything I'd done previously. Getting all the angles of everything to match up is a lot easier than just a flat background with people walking around on it. It was a lot more perspective drawing.
Speaking of digital stuff, I actually I got this printed I think it was about 3 weeks ago. A friend of mine up in Wakayama, he owns his own English school, and he does his own, he's a musician, and he prints his own textbooks that he uses at his school.
Okay.
And so he does like kids related music songs for his lessons, and he decided that he was going to do a new series of books for his classroom, and to start off the classroom first, and then to sell like nationwide afterwards. But it's like he hit me up for it. And he's like, "Hey, could you do the the layout of the book, the look of the book?" I didn't have to do the character designs. The character designs had already been done because they've been using these before. But I had to make like backgrounds and do the
Oh,
whole
that's
layout
cool.
and everything. Yeah, so it was fun. So this is the book, Little Monsters. I put them
Oh,
on a
that's
stage
cool.
here. Yeah. So they're like, so for example, can you dance? Yes, I can. So put them in a little disco and stuff like that. A little fun stuff. So I had to do like the layout and all this
No,
stuff.
that's good. It looks very
Yeah.
professional. And that's good.
Yeah. So I put them like a sports day. I had them on the bleachers, swimming and stuff, doing the pole
This
vault.
kind of reminds me
Yeah.
of like the Flash animation style,
Yeah.
like
So I
the
did it.
vector work.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It was just basically, yeah, had them trick or treating at Halloween. So yeah,
Mhm.
like I spent like forever just doing like little windows and stuff like this right here, like little jack-o'-lanterns. Nobody's ever going to pay attention to them,
No,
but
that's the same for when I'm doing stuff too. Yeah,
like
exactly that.
putting them in a classroom and getting all the perspective right. That was
Mm.
a challenge. It was,
Like them
uh,
driving scenes that I did. There's bushes and stuff,
yeah, yeah,
and
nobody.
like blades of
Oh,
grass and things. I'm
yeah,
thinking like, if it's not there, it's noticeably not there. But if it's,
but it,
if it's there, people just
yeah,
expect it to be there and don't take
exactly,
notice of it.
exactly.
Yeah.
I quite like the volcano scene here.
I've been rewatching
He's
some
angry.
like older animation, man. I've been watching a lot of the old Adult Swim stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was watching some Aqua Teen Hunger Force this week and some Metalocalypse about a band called Death Clock.
Yep.
You
Ooh,
remember
sounds
that?
cool.
That
I don't remember that one.
Who's the artist you really like, James?
Which
The one that
Kent
does
Williams?
the fantasy stuff. You showed a picture earlier. That,
Frazetta.
yeah.
Yeah.
The stuff in Metalocalypse is very Frazetta style, like Ice and what's that film called? Ice and Fire or whatever it is.
Fire
the film.
Nights.
Fire and
Fire and
Ice.
Ice,
Yeah.
yeah.
It looks like that kind of stuff. Some of the sort of crazy fantasy scenes they use.
Just a lot bloodier.
Yeah, hell yeah. But the music in it's fantastic as well, though. I really like it.
Mm. What was it called again?
It's called Metalocalypse.
Okay.
And it's about a band
Metalocalypse.
called Death Clock. Yeah, the animation's not the best, but it's good. It's one of these, there was a lot of them on the Adult Swim that were very raw, and it was just more about the jokes. But then Adult Swim started going down the route of live action stuff that was like, to me it was non-comedy. It was very like just weird stuff, people in supermarkets shopping and weird sketches and stuff rather than the animated stuff. That's when I kind of stopped watching it so much.
Right. Oh, hey, Eric, Sully. Yeah, I was looking up
Yes.
like comic cons and fan expos, like the big ones to go to, and Dallas was ahead of Boston, but like Boston was just like right below it as far as attendance goes.
Yeah,
Popularity. Yeah.
it's pretty hot.
Yeah, I gotta get over there for it. I'm still.
It'll
I don't know.
happen.
Yeah, it feels really surreal sitting and waiting. Like I don't know. I hate it. Like having to wait for the notice because you've got so much, not riding on it, but like you're it's in the back of your mind all the time. Like, is it going to be happening? Do I need to get stuff ready for it? Do I need to? I don't know, this and that. But I'm gonna like not bother them and just wait.
They probably
yeah.
they do get cancellations, and people will cancel, and they probably will offer you a spot closer to the last minute than you'll want to be comfortable with. But you wouldn't surprise me if you heard from them like a couple of weeks ahead of the time. Hey, can you make it? Like, geez, I'm coming from Japan. Right. Can I even get a hotel room at this point?
Yeah. Well, what I might do is I'm going to get like an Airbnb because that's what I did. Well, for Dallas, there was like all kinds of Airbnbs next to the venue, but they're you could cancel them at a certain point. So
the area around Fan Expo Boston is there are several hotels surrounding the area, like newer places too. Like they have a loft hotel. I love staying in the loft hotels.
One of my students, my English students, she just finished high school. She's over in Boston right now. She's doing she's going to go to college there. Yeah. I hope she's doing okay. She was really worried Because over here, like the whole idea about America, and you'll hear from a lot of Japanese people, it's like America's very, very dangerous. Everybody has guns, this and that, and it's what's his-
There he is. He's
is
back.
that
He's returned to us. Looks like Mr.
There
Greg
he is.
Gregory himself
Uh-oh.
as a chef.
That's some a little sneak peek.
Man, you're
Oh man, Mr. Grant Gregory has a go. I just noticed
Yeah.
that.
Little
yeah.
ones.
Roasting
the
fun.
little ones.
There's a few new characters in my new that's a version of Chewie that's in my scene. Yeah.
Ooh.
Chewie, is that you?
I believe the band's songs are performed by Mastodon. What's this for?
Hey Jeffo.
They're talking about Adult Swim.
Yeah, for Metalocalypse. Yeah, Mastodon.
Oh yeah, I love
You're-
this Mastodon. My daughter's really into. She likes Mastodon. She's 7 years old. She
Really?
loves metal. Yeah, she loves metal and.
I thought she'd be into J-pop.
Well, no, she likes that kind of stuff too.
Yeah.
But,
My
What's
dad.
that metal band? That's
baby
like-
metal.
Yeah, baby
Yeah.
metal.
Yeah, she's really, really into them.
Oh, I
We were
remember.
dancing to them today.
You know how we were talking about comic books, and I'm like really into the characters right now. Like I said, I had a lump in my throat when I was coming up with these series. My
Yeah.
dad was always was like, why are you so passionate about this? I'm like, I don't know. Why are you so passionate about the K dramas you watch with my?
You love what you love, man. You know.
I swear to God, before when I was a kid, him and my stepmom loved telenovelas. He was like when they were coming up with dramatic scenes, he was pounding on the armrests, on the armrest and everything. I was like, oh, look at that. And then now that he's older, he's like, him and my stepmom like will sit on the couch, have their footrest, be surrounded by the small dogs, and then they'll watch the K dramas on Netflix on my Netflix account. But
Put your foot in the stand.
but also I don't mind because I get to use their Amazon Prime account. And but
Nemophilia. Oh, they're low specs. I speak about Japanese rock, and there comes low spec. Nemophilia.
speaking of about Netflix, did anybody hear about the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers 30th anniversary that's coming out next week? It's going to have David Yost, first time in a Ranger outfit in more than 20 years.
The blue guy, the Blue Ranger.
Yeah, he played the Blue Ranger in the original. And he was actually ousted of the show because the producers found out he was gay.
Really?
Yeah. Like the producers found out he was gay, and this was like in the 90s, and they were basically bribing him to take a pay cut, if not they were going to expose him. And he says it was just he felt so numb that he just walked off set during lunch, and he just kept going. And he ended up in Mexico for 10 years. You're mute.
Who is?
Yeah, he got replaced with a little kid in Power Rangers Turbo. Turbo, a Power Rangers movie. That was terrible.
Yeah.
We still have like all of the over here.
Oh yeah. We could actually thank Stan Lee for bringing Super Sentai to America as Power Rangers, because they did a Super Sentai show with Spider-Man, and Stan Lee actually loved the Super Sentai. He wanted to bring it to America. He actually went to this one person at ABC, and Stan was just so excited. He popped in a video. He's like, "I want to show you something." And he's like, and when she saw it, he was like, "It's great, isn't it?" And she's like, "Yeah, it's great." And so they actually went to try to get it to air, but they're like, "No, we can't." They're like, "No, we can't air it. It's too violent and all that." And this was back in the 80s, and when Fox Kids was looking for new material, the TV executive actually brought up that what Stan did to her, what Stan brought up to her, the Super Sentai, which actually later became, they were like, "Okay, we love it, but we got to do some. Why don't we just get a cast of kids and replace them and get everything ready." It's like, get everything in their way. Like, we'll film our own scenes and then we'll intercut it with the Japanese scenes. So that's how Power Rangers became a thing in America.
Mm-hmm. Did you ever see the Japanese Spider-Man show?
No, that was way too young before me.
Oh man, because that's like primo 70s. And so like probably Stan Lee probably got turned on to that Sentai flavor, because like, here they're doing a Spider-Man show in Japan. It's got nothing to do with, with Peter Parker.
Yeah, Grant in the chat says, "I'm sure Kamen Rider was on Fox Kids at some point."
Yeah, he was known as Masked Rider.
Kamen Rider.
He was known as Masked Rider, actually.
That's still on over here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My nephews have all the dolls from all, like, they've got all the ones that they collect them, like the big, I don't know, I guess they're 1/6, maybe
Yeah,
not
1/6 is the big
yeah,
ones.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. They've got them all over the house, like through all the generations.
Yeah, Transformers actually came from Japan too, but there was there was actually no story to them. They were just robots
Mhm.
that were made from a company that you could just get as figurines. So an American toy company went to Marvel Comics, and he's like, "Hey, I got this box full of robots, full of toy cars that can transform into robots. Look, I'm gonna need you to come up with the names and bios over the weekend. Can you do that?" And
didn't
Yes,
Megatron
I
turn into
can.
like a PP7 or something
Yeah.
originally?
Yeah, and that's how
Megatron.
it was actually how comic book writer actually got started the Transformers line in Marvel Comics. And, has anybody ever seen the Chris Claremont's X-Men Chronicles on Prime?
I haven't.
It's basically a bio about how Chris Claremont was hired. He was like the new guy, and he was put to write a book that nobody wanted, and it turned out to be X-Men. And that was and Chris Claremont made X-Men helped make X-Men one of the most popular franchises, the second most popular franchise in Marvel. I mean, in Marvel, you got the X-Men and you got Spider-Man, but right now they're messing up with both.
There you go, Bandito.
Oh yes, love that one.
I got that in the mail the other day.
That was when Jubilee officially became Wolverine's sidekick.
Wasn't it a great team up, the two of them?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Wolverine has always like been like a father figure to different
Yep.
types of X-Men.
Like to Rogue.
Rogue, Shadowcat, and
Yeah. Jubilee.
and I think the one he got, the one that was the best one was Jubilee.
Grant Mathewson. Has Grant changed his name?
No, this is a different Grant.
Oh, it's a different Grant. Oh, welcome. Are you a first timer here? I don't recognize the name for some reason. Mathewson. Oh well, welcome. All right.
Well, I'm gonna have to call it a day.
I'm actually gonna. I was just about ready to say I'm gonna call it on this end, guys. If
Yeah.
you're, if it's cool, you want to do our outros here. We've been
Yeah,
going
no
off for
problem.
about
Yeah.
almost 3.5 hours, and I figured since
Hey, man, I need a
yeah,
nap.
yeah. I'm gonna go grab me a midnight snack. I'm so
Then I'm gonna get some
hungry.
nachos because
Yeah. Oh.
nachos. Now I only want
Oh.
nachos.
Yeah, I just been thinking about that literally for like the last hour, like nachos,
I know.
food. Oh my god.
There will
So,
be
hey,
nachos coming
You're
on
making
Twitter.
me hungry with all this talk of food.
You're making me hungry.
It's Nacho's fault. It's Nacho's
Aw.
fault. Kenzo, anything you want to shout out there?
Yeah.
Go full screen.
If you guys in the chat want to tune into the Full Aussie podcast next week on Saturday around I don't know what it is, JST or American time, but it's on 1 p.m. for me, which is 9 p.m. JST. Yeah. But yeah, I'll have my episode 2 of the Full Aussie animated cartoon will be premiered on there. And hopefully next week I can jump on here and let you guys have a look at it.
Sweet, man. Yeah, that'd be great if you could show the chat and everybody.
Yeah, this one's a
what you're
little
working
longer
on.
than the last. It's a little bit longer than the last one, but I think my animation has improved.
Man, yeah, like definitely with the short time that that you've been on here, like you've come on the streams, I've definitely seen a vast improvement in things, and you're really getting the hang of it, which is cool. It's great to watch it. Everybody working at their arts, up in their game.
All right.
Yeah,
Well, thanks
sweet,
for
man.
having me, man. It's always
man,
an
thank
honor
you.
to join you.
Appreciate it, bud. So yeah, hopefully good luck with the work there, and can't wait to see what you got next week, man.
Indeed.
Oh yeah,
Sweet.
it's gonna be skits.
All right, Sully, you wanna?
Yes.
Yeah,
Hey
hop on
everyone.
there.
Eric O'Sullivan, Reverend Sully ordained on the internet, and I just dropped a link in the chat. Check out Jinja Ninja's book, Anti-Steampunk Western #0. Indeed. Do yourself a favor and be a patron to the arts. I got my own YouTube station. I talk about we talk about comic books daily, 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern. Join us anytime. And it's always great to hang out here on the Sunday mornings with James, the Jinja Ninja Harris, and the gang. And it's great. It's always fun. Thank you so much.
Man, thank you, dude. That's always
Cheers.
a pleasure having you on here. And hey, we talk a little bit about everything today, and I understand where you're coming from with your, what you're doing and everything, and it's awesome.
Delete
that's
your
what we're-
blog. Do yourself a favor. Don't be Jesus giving the Romans the nails. That's how I feel.
Awesome,
Yes,
man.
that is a Critical Drinker plushie.
Oh yeah.
And there's a
Critical
Canadian
Drinker.
bear up there too, if you can see him.
The Drinker. And if you haven't checked out the Drinker's interview with Russell Crowe, go check it out. It's cool stuff. All right, and Bandito. There you go. Screen's all yours,
Hey.
bud.
All right, hey, this is Bandito Bane, the well-rounded comic book, the well-rounded nerd, the Spider-Man super fan, and the Warhammer noob. I do videos of Warhammer unboxing, and I also like talking about comic books, bad movies, fantasy novels, sci-fi novels, anything nerdy I like. I like. So you can find me here on YouTube, and you can also find me on Twitter at Bandito Bane, on Facebook, and even on my Instagram, all Bandito Bane. So I'm even writing a comic book myself. So if you want to help me out, throw some ideas my way, and help me get some of these help me get my comic book out there, and get a shout out. My email is bombermanefx@gmail.com. All right, and hopefully the Zeb Wells run will end in a good note, because these past 2 years have been very, 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 very painful as a Spider-Man fan, and it's just
Definitely.
it's just
Painful.
yeah,
It hurts.
it's just like it's just like we don't it's well
It shouldn't hurt this much to be a Spider-Man fan, dude.
yeah, you shouldn't hurt so much to be a Spider-Man fan.
But
Just
do you know what about? Do you
It
know
should
what
be
they say about?
fun.
You know what they
Just-
say about love, though, Bandito.
yeah, it hurts.
Love hurts.
Yeah, but
Love scars.
yeah,
and
but let's hope.
I
Let's
really
just-
learned a
Zeb Wells,
lot.
Zeb Wells has worked on some great Spider-Man titles, and let's hope this goes up. This Spider-Man, this Spider-Man arc
Spider-Man.
ends with Peter finally being happy for once in these last 2 years. 2 years, only 2 more months. Only 2 more months, and it's done. So yeah, that's
Awesome.
all I have to say.
All right, man, and it's your birthday coming up, so
Oh, yeah.
Happy birthday on Friday.
Yeah,
Woo!
Friday.
So,
Just
Happy birthday, dude.
You can stay at 39 as long as you want, or as long as you can get
Exactly.
away with it.
Yeah, people actually think I'm in my late 20s, and I'm
I
like,
get that all the time. All
I'm
the
like,
time.
no, I'm
Yeah,
in my-
same. Yeah.
yeah, I'm like, no,
It's the beard.
I'm like, no, I'm 39. I keep myself clean shaven, and they're like, oh, are you in your mid to late? Are you in your late 20s? I'm like, no,
Yeah.
I'm 39. What makes you think that?
Oh, nachos, food.
Nachos.
And nachos.
Everybody out there in the
thanks
chat.
everybody in the chat. What you
they're all
been
giving you some-
Thanks for coming, everyone.
Yeah.
Cheers, everyone.
Appreciate you all coming out here tonight and to your morning, afternoon, wherever you may be. The Jinja Did You Hear, of course. I saw some new faces out there in the chat today. Thank you for stopping by. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Give the video a like, a share, a comment. Give everybody out here on the panel, make sure to subscribe to their channels to check it out. You can find me on Instagram under the same name, or YouTube, not YouTube, Twitter. Yeah, also got a comic book on Indiegogo. Eric, thank you for throwing out the link earlier. And Osaka Comic Con coming up in May 5th or May 7th. Got a booth there for 3 days. Angry Canadian will be my assistant. We're looking to do some live streaming from there, so be on the lookout for that. Whenever the dates get closer, we'll have some more updates and stuff. And here's the painting for tonight, Superman. I'm gonna wait for it to dry tomorrow and then do a couple of
I can
there
hear
he
it.
is.
I can hear that. That's what
There
I
you
hear
go.
when I look at this. I hear John Williams music.
There we go.
It's a really nice Superman you got going on.
But thank you. It's the first time I've ever drawn Superman.
Really? Oh,
Yeah,
really?
never drawn him before. So yeah, there we go.
there you
Wow.
go.
There's been a lot of firsts for me. I mean, when I was a kid, I always wanted to draw them, but I was more into X-Men and stuff than I was Superman and things like that. But yeah, be on the lookout for some. Well, there's actually not much really going on. I'm looking at maybe doing some more posters and stuff, some merch ideas for the upcoming Comic Cons. Respect for Tolkien, yes, thank you, Sully. If you do see that, do
got
Wonder
it
Woman
trending.
2. Wonder Woman 2 is on the list, Mrs. Flew. I actually might do that next week.
Ooh.
In fact, let's go ahead and
thinking-
say next week is Wonder Woman.
I'm thinking
done.
Wonder Woman on a stripper pole with a Hooters t-shirt on. What are you
Oh.
I'm thinking?
Oh,
That's
this-
that's
oh, That's
Superman if he wasn't scared of green rocks.
Oh, jeez, that's funny.
Sorry, I don't mean to.
And that'll be next week. That'll be next week.
Nice.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. No, you're fine. All right, guys. Well, everybody, thank you again for coming
Alrighty.
out. Appreciate it. You guys all take care out there in the internet world. Sayonara. Take it easy. Bye-bye. Good night.
Bye. Slancha. Nachos.
Ooh, nachos. I'm